if I recall correctly last time. You were hanging out in the sewer, just bumming around, and then some bad stuff happened, didn't it?
Yes.
Excellent.
There were some skeletons and elementals.
Skeletons. Smelly sewer skeletons.
Yes.
Covered in the sludge and wreck of a humid, dark subterranean area filled with nutrients.
Yeah, why would anyone throw away good skeletons?
Why would
Yeah,
anyone throw
you're the
away a
person who
perfect
does
good
that.
skeleton?
You talked over each other, I'm sorry, could you repeat it?
I just said the necromancer is the person who asked that question.
Yeah, exactly. Why would they throw them out? Why not keep them?
Careful not to get any of that splashed on you. You found a clue leading you to a place known as the Howling Castle.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have arrived. The structure appears to be occupied as several individuals are camping outside, and from your current hiding hole off to the side, you can even see a doorman monitoring the situation. What do you do with this information? What is your approach, my good friends, good sirs?
Should we try sneaking in, or should we bluff our way in? Brian?
I'm thinking. I am analyzing the situation. Well, bluffing has a better possibility of working, I think, but if we get in sneakily, we can get by without being noticed. Because who knows, if we sneak past these guys, there might be just like 10 guys in the entry hall. This is a castle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm down for sneaking, but you'd have to go forward. Also, I can see a little bit of water over there. Is it on the cliff?
There does appear to be... Well, you can't see the water, I guess, due to the angle, but there is, like, a point where the trees stop up ahead.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'll let Brian lead the way. While Elementalist and I are just gonna keep our heads low.
Where doth thou go, Brian? Your friend requesteth that your direction be given.
Well, if we're going to sneak very carefully, we could probably go through this back area over here to avoid those main guys, because there's really awkward angles there that we could exploit.
Mm-hmm.
And foliage.
What about the guy at the gate?
Can we see him?
Well, yes, Safi just told us.
Yes, you see a doorman through the foliage, standing in front of a big iron door.
Oh, it's an iron door. That's going to be a hard one to get into.
Why? You just, like, open it.
What if it's locked?
You still open it? If they didn't want us to open it, it wouldn't be a door, would it?
I don't follow your thought processes. I'm not going to question this.
Doors are meant to be opened. Even if it's locked, you just open it.
Okay. The hard part is doing that while sneaking. So, what we can do is we get into this foliage, and then you go over here.
Mm-hmm.
This amount of foliage should give some sound cover. And when he goes to investigate you, I whap him over the back of the head and don't explode his skull.
Okay. I'm down for that.
And
Wouldn't
then
Elementalists be better for this because they're smaller and less threatening?
That is true. We want to make someone that they wouldn't. That's not a bad plan. Though he's taller than me. But yeah, either one of you distracts the guy, I whack him. Hi, Alice.
Hello.
We're doing a tabletoppery.
Oh. Okay, bye.
Huh.
I was gonna offer to screen
Maybe
share
we
so
should
she
move
can
to
talk.
the.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the
chat.
D&D one.
Hubba.
Hello.
Hubba, bubba, bubba. All right.
Oh, boy.
We'll declare some actions so that they may be resolved.
Well,
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sneak through this foliage. We're gonna have probably the elementalist from the sound of it.
Yeah.
Split off here to distract and try to talk to that guard. And then I, being the sneak, am going to try to non-lethally knock this guy out because I don't like murder
Gosh.
from behind.
Well, all right. Time to rustle through those bushes, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna just hang back a little bit.
Mm-mm. I guess he would actually be taking rote. The guard is not most attentive. I mean, he is standing like at a back door, and there's some people over there, so you would imagine that he's not exactly the greatest concern, since he's not really the frontline guy for the most part.
Mhm.
So, and eventually he does see like the Finnick pop up out of the shrubbery, and actually throws up his hands and goes, "Hey!" and starts walking down the elevated platform that he's on top of.
Mhm.
And then, once he's over there, I'm
Mhm.
gonna try to jump up over here and whack him.
I can give you a lift if you want. Like push up.
Just
Since it's elevated.
from right there, I was like, "You got a car?"
I can give. I used to think that shoplifting used to mean you go to like groceries and you lift the goods into like the car or something.
I mean, at the end, you do.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was stealing. And so I would often tell people, say, hold on, I'm going to go shoplifting. And people were weird about it.
Aren't terms like that always fun when you get them wrong? Because we've all had those before.
Dang it, Claire. She would.
No, she's on. You could say that to her, and she'd probably be like, "Well, wah."
Exactly. All right. Well, you jump up, you go for it. Let me give a quick
Yep.
think. How about you roll me a nice blow to the back of the head? Please include a bonus d12 for operating from total concealment. Because you have a knockout strike thing, and we'll see how that works.
The weirdest part for me
Okay.
is when
Body,
Doesn't
melee
show it.
combat.
absolutely normal words turn out to be slurs in another language.
It's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. Okay, now where's my... Because I get bonus for the attack roll. Is that included in this?
If you're using a mace, which is a truncheon, I don't think the extra d8 is included, no.
Oh, yeah, and I haven't actually used the mace at all.
So I have to include a bonus d8 and a bonus d12, separate them via comma if I'm correct.
Okay.
You're rolling versus 3 because take a guess. You're trying to hit a target that doesn't know what the hell's going on. Let's see. Damage is weak. So he soaks. He soaks. Oh no, that's not a soak roll. That's just. Oh man, that's funky. Alright. I've done this before. Soak. And I want to roll weak. Ooh, he's got some dice for this one. 3 successes. If I'm correct, it's afraid you need, and it's afraid you get. What a bunch of coin flips. Oof. With a quick against the back of the head, he crumbles to the ground in front of you. So utterly dazed that he will almost certainly be out of it for a while. And I love that there's now a new status menu that makes this so much easier. I wish they just made this alphabetical.
I'm going to, of course, make some indications that the necromancer can join us.
Hey, can I climb up here?
Yeah.
I don't have wings though. I don't think that gets in the way.
It's like a meter off
I
the
just
ground.
climbed.
You can just get up there.
Oh, it's like a waist high. Okay. Press X to climb. Oh. Okay, so what do we do with this guy?
Anyone got any rope?
Uh,
I imagine you would have rope, yes?
it
I'm
makes
not
sense
going to
though.
take care of every bit of inventory for this set of tryouts, so no. Yes, you probably have rope.
Yes.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Whoop.
Okay,
Yes.
good. He's out of the way.
Okay, and we're just gonna hide him in these bushes.
First thing you check him for a key.
Oh yeah.
It does not appear to have a key on him, no. Although, to be
I'm gonna
fair,
check.
normally I should ask you, what exactly are you checking? But you check his pockets, you check his person. He doesn't seem to have any keys on him.
Okay,
Yeah, you pat him down.
I'm gonna check the door if it's locked. Not like swing it over, but like push it, pull it, lift it from the bottom.
You nudge against the door, which has, an obvious handle one could use, a big ring-shaped handle.
Mhm.
It does have a lock, like a little lock area. However, when you push against the door, it just goes click, click, click.
What does that signify?
It signifies that it's bumping against something when you nudge it. It does not open
Probably
completely.
a bar.
Oh, there's just a bar. They probably lost the key or something. Dang it. Well, that's unfortunate.
Or there's someone on the inside that he would normally tell to open it.
Yeah. Mm. Well, you could try knocking and bluffing.
The bardic
But-
knock spell.
Which is
What's
a
that?
strangely loud spell.
Well,
What's
the-
that?
Wait, aren't you better at bluff than I am?
Maybe.
It's called deceit, for one.
I have 2 dice.
Yeah, I
in it.
thought.
2 die.
Yeah, you're way better than I am at that, actually.
Mm,
So you do it.
fine. Fine. Well, honestly, I'd go around this place and then return here if we can't find any other way in. But
Well, the longer we go around, the more chances we have of being sighted by those other guys.
yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, I'm gonna knock on the door. If anything, we can always just run away.
You don't get a reply.
Oh.
Not immediately, at least.
Dang it. Not immediately, meaning we do get a reply.
You do
but it
not get a
comes later.
reply. Not
at all.
like on the first knock doesn't seem to elicit one, at least.
Ah, damn it. There's probably some specific way of knocking. Oh. Did we hear anything from that? No, we probably didn't. And I
There's-
didn't think to ask.
No, he didn't.
Well, there's some crumpled rocks over here. Is there like a hole in the wall?
This structure does appear to be in varied states of disrepair, yes. Although, from here you can't see if there's any
so-
way indirectly. No.
Dang it. Oh, shit.
Well, I
I
guess I
suggest-
could go and do a quick look around the area, see if there is an opening.
Yeah, I'd rather just drag this guy as far as possible into the forest so he doesn't, like, immediately wake everybody up when he wakes up. Just probably drag him somewhere over here.
Okay. Well, you get him in some cover.
Would you click and drag him with me?
Sure. You walk around the large, old, and weary structure.
He looks very bulbous. Like,
It
not a
is-
single straight
It is
line.
very bulbous. Let me take a look at what the structure feels like.
I'm sorry, I ate something sweet and it went down my throat.
Actually, no, this structure is in relatively good condition, which is to say it is not as overgrown as older fortresses tend to be. However, it does appear to have taken a variety of, battle damage, we'll call it. There are distinct places where large craters in the wall are present, or scorch marks that have not yet worn away. Most of the windows are boarded up in some fashion.
Is there any movement or any noise coming from the inside?
Odds are you hear like some idle conversation, yes.
Okay.
But like distant, not necessarily like under the window or anything.
That makes sense. Mm. Well, I suppose we're gonna. I'm gonna leave the tied up guy over here, and then we're gonna start moving over. Also, probably give him like a gag so he doesn't just scream.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's tall. That's very tall.
You eventually find yourself on the edge of a that's called sheer cliff face. A tumble down here would be most unpleasant.
Mm. You could dive.
The water is relatively clear, though, and you can see rocks and small plant life at the bottom of the water.
I see clear.
I see a shark.
It's clear enough to drink.
No, Claire, as in your friend, who is a shark.
Yeah, isn't the shark?
God dang it.
What?
Well,
Enemy.
you're not here to sightsee, are you?
Yes, we're here to rescue a guy. So I'm gonna keep moving it this way. Preferably,
Walking
on a
past this
scooter.
particular section, you hear a loud and boisterous voice coming from behind the wall.
Oh,
It sounds like someone who's big, or has like a megaphone.
oh. What did they say?
It's hard to make out. You can just make out the timbre of their voice through the wall.
Are there ordering people around?
Not terse enough.
Are they just like? Is it like a poetry reading thing?
Are you here to listen to poetry through a wall, or
No. I'm just asking, like, what sort of conversation they're having. I don't suppose I can cross here, but Brian might.
be a
They have
dangerous
a high
shuffle that you
climbing
could try to
skill.
make?
Mm.
I can
No way
try
to get
slip
in over
if
here or over here, right? The main reason why I didn't suggest we climb over here because it wasn't clear sight of this little camp in front. Over here, I don't suppose there's anyone watching except for these guys over all the way on the left.
Those people are like at the docks and they're fishing. You can see that from here.
Ooh, there's stuff like it looks like it goes like inside the cliff over here. Is that correct? Is there like some sort of entrance?
It's hard to make out from up here. You'd have to go into the water or get a boat.
Mm,
Or
fair
awkwardly
enough.
climb down.
Well, we do have rope, which we used on the guy. I assume we have more than just one. Okay. Brian, would you like to try and check out the other side of this, or do we
Sure,
try
I
to
can
go down or
try
climb
to
over
climb
the
my
wall?
way over a little bit.
Can you fly?
I can fly. I also have really high climb skill.
Oh,
Yeah, I've got 2 dice in that. I think I have my species dice because I'm a bat.
Bats have good hands.
Bats are really good at climbing. People always forget that.
Yeah, and you
Lizards
also
are
get it
also
from your
decently
career, so yes.
good. But I don't have any die in it.
Well, Brian, you slip and slide along the wall over to the other side. This section is too rocky for most undergrowth to form, so you're standing a bit naked compared to the undergrowth you were in a moment ago.
Mhm.
You look out over
There's
the
2 guys over that way.
the large lake, and there's a boat in the distance, lazily going down the river.
Can I see the little makeshift dock over this way?
Yes, you can see them, and one of them sitting down with a big old rod in his hand.
They don't have a boat, though.
Nope. They don't seem to have any mode of water transport with them.
That's a pain. It said this cave goes under the castle.
You don't know if there's a cave down there. It's hard to see from here.
It
I
just
can't
looks
run
like
to
it
the
does,
side
but
and look like it.
Can you stop playing Cluedo with the map? You are standing precariously on a dry and dead ledge, with your wall up against a section of the. It feels awkward that this ledge is even here. Truth be told, they could have easily just built the fort out like a few feet.
maybe
Excuse
it's
me, a
crumbled
few
over the
paces.
years. Maybe it's crumbled over the years.
This fortress looks way too new for that to be a concern.
Oh.
trying to think of anything that would help us get inside.
You could try climbing over the crumbled remains of the wall here, and then help us up.
I could go and check up there, yeah.
There's nobody else to see. Although, could you also check over this ledge? Because we haven't checked that side of the thing.
Well, there are dudes over there.
No, they're like below.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll...
But it doesn't look like there's a lot of undergrowth there to support good sneaking around. So, if there's
I'd have
anyone,
to be cautious.
if there's anyone alert around there, they would almost certainly notice you.
Dang it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop there and go back.
Okay. I'll help you back, and we're gonna try here or here.
Yeah, the damage to the wall should give me some, handholds.
You press
If I
up.
fall, you stay down there and catch me.
You press up against the wall, upon which are several large impacts. This particular section does not appear to have windows anywhere. It's just a solid wall for a good chunk. You begin to... Why did I... There's not supposed to be a wall there, if I'm correct. That's just a little gully that goes into the building.
Gully's a good word.
You clamber your way up the ruined wall and eventually end up on top of the fortifications. Looking around, you see, well, there's a tree that has grown through in the center of the structure. In several areas, the roof has collapsed in. Even from here, you can make out that tarps have been thrown over them to provide some degree of cover to the insides.
Well, there's our way in. So yeah, I'm gonna use whatever rope we still have left to try and get those other two to get up here. Tying it onto a surface structure nearby that would be stable.
Okay.
With a little bit of effort, you all end up on top. You all end up on top of the castle. The view is not all that much better from here, since most trees are actually taller than the castle, or, well, fortified location itself. It's one...
After there was a glitch.
What is the glitch?
The glitch is that I was dragging the token when you switched it. I've released the token, it's still, like, hanging on me.
Fix it.
There. Okay.
The view from here is not so much better, although you can make out the thin pillar of smoke that comes from the encampment to the southwest that you saw.
I'm still on the old map.
What?
I'm still on the old map.
There is no new map. I have no map of the roof.
Oh, so it's just no tokens on the map right now. Okay.
Yeah, because I can't drag you anywhere significant. How about that?
Oh, okay, fair enough.
As mentioned, in one section, a tree has pierced through the roof. And further down, well, around the perimeter, there are places where it's collapsed inwards entirely. What do you do up here?
I'm gonna go to the collapse bars, not get too close because I don't trust them. I'm gonna try to look over them and see any place that'll be a good ingress point. It's another good word.
From up here, it's easy to look down below and take a peek. You also notice that while the structure isn't necessarily old, the upper floor, the best you can imagine is that it must be suspended on wooden beams that require some degree of maintenance over the years, as at times you feel the floor settle under your feet in a way that implies that underneath you perhaps some rocks have gotten loose, or perhaps the beam settles in, or rot collapses. It makes for a precarious escapade. Peeking down several areas, you see one section which appears to be some sort of large dining area where two individuals are enjoying themselves. One is cooking a meal and the other is sitting at the table, partaking in a shank of meat with several small bits of wild vegetables. Another area you can peek into appears to leach into some sort of bedroom. The tree pokes into a large gathering chamber where a well has been constructed and three individuals are having some sort of conversation. The final collapsed area is close to where you are, and appears to peek into a large chamber containing a massive hole in the ground, and a single tall individual barking down below. They are insulting whoever is down in said hole.
I'm gonna go and tell the others of this news and My thoughts: bedroom would be easiest to get into because if there's someone there, we just gang beat him really quickly.
Okay.
Whoever's barking could be going towards the prisoner,
Mhm.
or towards literally anyone else.
That's true. Okay.
I mean, people insult each other all the time. It just sort of happens with these sort of groups.
Australia.
What?
Australia. Australian English is like half insults.
Well, I mean, it is a prison colony.
Which is funny because the one Australian I know never really insults anyone. We know the two Australians because Dizzy counts too.
I know two. One of them draws porn for me, and another sends me echidna videos.
One of the ones I know pays me to write porn for them.
Okay. Anyway, are we going into the bedroom then?
I think the bedroom is the easiest one to get into.
The bedroom is located on the west side of the structure, from where you can actually see the fishermen to some extent.
Mhm.
Commence your descent down into the structure. Oh,
Yes.
oh, and boop. You slide down into a dark bedroom. There's a small place that appears to be a designated fire pit. Several large swaths of hay that have been arranged, sort of like sitting areas. Several shelves and racks, upon which old and rusty equipment sits, and two beds that look half acceptable as sleeping quarters.
Do these look disused?
This room does not look like it's in disuse, as the beds have been freshly made and are not as dusty as some of the other areas.
What about the equipment?
Not to mention the
You didn't
fact
mention that it was.
some of
right.
the equipment is quite rusted, yes.
Hmm.
Old swords and, well, crossbows that are in advanced states of disrepair because weapons, either it's metal and you need to stop it from rusting, or it's not metal and requires some degree of maintenance because it's a bow and it's somewhat more complex.
Yes.
Those strings probably would snap the second we pulled it back.
Worn out.
Unless we're Aragon and we restring our bow every fight.
What?
In the Aragon book, every time he gets in a fight, he strings his bow.
Oh,
Despite that taking like 5 minutes to do.
weird.
Bad writing. Anyways, I'm going to press my sensitive bat ear to this door and try to hear if there's anyone on the other side.
Da, 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 da. Give me un momento. Oh no. What is this? Oi. Chicago. You also have an acute sense of smell, which comes into play here.
Yeah.
Through the door, you hear not much, but you do smell smoke and fish. And also, like, partial rot, fruits.
That makes sense. Could be a kitchen there.
I'm going to have my punch dagger in one hand because, you know, I can never be too sure.
Mhm.
I'm going to try to slowly open the door so anyone there might not be fully aware of us.
Could be right here. Prepared to bonk somebody over the head with a stick. If I have to.
Well, open the door it will.
I'm going to click.
Opening the door slowly, you reveal a large chamber which contains a variety of barrels and crates. Several fruit peels lie around the place, and a barrel open with what must be smoked fish by the smell of it is presented in one corner. This appears to be a larder, which is a cooled storage area. Why it's connected to a bedroom is anyone's guess, but might have been storage space concerns of some sorts. On top of some of the boxes sits an individual who does not appear to be too content with their job, as they have fallen asleep where they sit.
Oh, heck.
Okay, well, if he's unconscious, no need for us to make him more unconscious if we can help it.
Yes.
Gonna very slowly creep in.
Yes. Oh no, the elementalist is just facing for walls.
He's very powerful.
Yeah, I saw that. The deer just had his head removed entirely.
What do you do as you slink into the room? What is the action that you're trying to undertake here? Because you can easily move around someone who's sleeping on the boxes like that. They don't appear to be in any state to wake up anytime soon. Which is to say that their ear at most twitches slightly at your presence, but otherwise they don't seem to be alert enough that they might wake up from your presence. But what do you do?
Well, I'm going to once again slip by the elementalist. I'm going to try to listen through this door.
Give me a moment. Where did I leave? Oh, give me a moment. You hear nothing.
Okay, I'm going to try to open the door.
Slowly opening the door, you reveal a large chamber where two individuals are leaning against the wall. They are standing next to what is a large wooden... These are like huge wooden reinforced doors that have been knocked off their hinges. And besides them is a tarpaulin. Off to your left, which is our right, is a large area that could be used for storage but is covered in cobwebs. And off to your right is a door.
Also,
got...
for ease of description,
Yes.
that stage right and stage left
What do you do?
is from the view of the characters. So they don't notice us.
The individuals at the wall appear to be paying attention to the situation, which is that they occasionally do a quick scan of the area. While they don't seem to have noticed your careful opening of the door, it is unlikely that you can enter or open the door any further without dragging attention to yourself.
Ah, dang it.
Well, I'll quickly close that one. I'm going to check... Wait, that isn't another door over here, is it?
It is. It has the door
Where?
icon on it.
Oh, I guess I can see the door icon from my angle. Now I can see it. I will slide by Sleepy Man.
I'm just gonna grab one of those fishes and just eat it.
You grab I mean, can you eat raw smoked fish? I can't imagine that's all that healthy. Although I guess if you are like a carny omnivore of the age, it would be fine. Ahead of you is a large door. A makeshift wooden, like a large wooden log has been carved out in such a way that the one side has been flattened to hit the door. It then hits a 45-degree angle, and the bottom sticks into the tiles, creating a bar that functions from this side.
I'm going to slowly remove it.
With a little bit of effort, you manage to heft the wooden object onto the ground. The door is no longer in any sort of lock, which is to say that it slightly begins to creak open.
I'm going to make sure it opens slowly, and I'm going to open it.
I mean, those hinges look real rusted. They grind together into your sensitive ears. It's quite a racket.
Also, there's Como with the fish.
He's got a fish. He's going to eat it whole.
Just going to swallow.
Up ahead is a large area. A mound of melted candles sits in one area, and off to the northern edge, to stage left, as it's called, sits an altar of sorts, adorned with a variety of symbols. To be specific, these are symbols associated with the religion, I think it's what is it called again? Like a religious section?
A sect.
The sect of the Church of Penitence of Salome. The most common religion of the lands of Avoirdupois, although it has also been large-scale adopted to some extent by the Bliskervit. However, you are currently inside of Doloro lands who still listen to the old ways of Lutheranism, which is to say that this is out of place, like finding a Christian church in the Middle East.
There's a lot of them.
Coptic.
Yes,
yeah.
But it's still something that you wouldn't expect to find if you had to guess what kind of church you're walking into.
Well, yeah, because they're getting killed actually. So yes, this is neat. There's a little bit of blood there. Is that actually there, or is it just the map thing?
You can't make it out too well from here, can you? There is something on top of the altar, including some sort of knife-like implement.
I'd like to take a look, but I'd rather not disturb it, like, actively, if that's okay.
Getting into the
Oh,
room, you
I
see
didn't mean to
several
close the door.
small cushions that
Mhm.
line in a semicircle around the altar itself, which is not uncommon. Above the altar hangs a painting which has been slashed diagonally from one corner to the other. The picture appears to depict the miracle of Heloise, which is coincidentally what is frequently used to date calendars. It's kind of like the Jesus Christ event of this world.
Mhm. Okay.
Examining the
take.
altars and its items, you are aware of one thing. This is definitely dried blood that cakes the altar. Two, the variety of relics and accoutrements, the presence of a skull, these are not in line with the teachings or practices of Salome. It doesn't take a pious person to know that, unless you happen to have a very negative opinion of them. Which, as a
Okay.
necromancer, you might.
I mean,
But you're a necromancer, so you would automatically know what they don't like, which is skulls.
yes, that makes sense. Okay, so I do have a skill in supernatural. Would it be possible for me to try and use that?
Supernatural is more your detect magic kind of skill. That gives you an insight into
Ah,
the supernatural world. Academics is what you use for basically any knowledge roll that cannot be
mhm.
covered by another skill.
Okay. Well, I would like to try and figure out what's going on here. Are they desecrating another altar? Was it dedicated to somebody else and then they just kind of repurposed it, or what's up with that?
Give it a go.
So just the academics. Dice pool,
Mind academics, thank you.
mind, academics. Target is 3, correct?
Yes.
Oh, 1 success.
Excellent. This is. How to explain this? This is some sort of occult ritual, which is to say that it falls outside of the traditional necromantic teachings as you are familiar with. They also do not fall in the traditional teachings of pretty much any religion you're aware of. Although there might be some fringe druid or luderist beliefs that adhere to this, there are things between this and the great beyond that can be beckoned and called, and this would be a way to do it. Judging by the age of this, however, whoever did this did it a while ago, though not as old as the rest of the structure by the looks of it.
Mhm. Are the candles lit, by the way, or are they just
The
melted?
candles are out.
Like,
I know that our
oh,
light
okay,
sources are on, but I mentioned that it is a heap of candles.
of
I
melted
should.
candles. Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
If you were to roll supernatural, you would probably pick up on like bad vibes more than anything.
Should I?
If you want to, I mean, you can
Yeah,
also take
absolutely.
rote, which just gives you, I think,
What's that?
half. Basically, you maximize all your dice and you take half of the successes you would have gotten otherwise, which means that as long as you have 2 big dice, you can generally succeed at moderate tasks.
Yeah, I have 2d8 in supernatural, which means there's just the half of it is just going to be 1 success.
You have like 2d8, man. Together with your trait die, you can easily do that.
Mhm.
This
Right.
place has the lingering aura of a place that almost definitely had some sort of bad juju ritual going on.
Mm.
Something powerful was contacted, summoned, or otherwise, you know, touched in this area.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna carefully inform the elementalist and the shadow about this and advise not to disturb this thing, even if it looks valuable.
Shadow, since you're standing close to this, there's the southern area, the southern section of the room has been carved off of the altar area by 2 large. I think I made them tarps. They are movable objects. They have no movement restrictions, if I did this correctly. Yep. They are just 2 large tarps, 2 curtains, as it were, that cut you off from the southern end of the room. Standing near it and not being too concentrated on the altar, you would pick up the soft sound of moaning on the other side.
Uh-oh.
Well, if that's the thing, we better take care of that.
It's very deep, dry kind of moaning.
I'm gonna cautiously slide this one tarp aside.
Peeking through, you see several. They are not living people, for there are large gaps and portions of their flesh and body missing that would not logically make sense. Among them, the tallest among them, is a statuesque, you might have called him if he had meat on his body, skeleton. A horse, wearing a fine suit of armor which is rusted over time, but if it were in better shape, it probably would have been quite magnificent to behold. It holds its old equipment in a very slack fashion, almost dragging along the ground.
Are they moving or are they just standing around?
They are idly standing around with no real purpose.
Okay. If I'm going to gesture to Brian that we just no. No, just cross hands. No.
Yeah, I just closed it.
Okay. We
That's
should leave
their
the way we came
problem.
from. Yes, exactly. See, this is the best thing that I've learned playing RPGs.
There are two groups here. We
Yeah.
don't like either of them.
Yeah, let them fight.
This isn't Halo where they'll instantly turn and start fighting us.
Really?
Or Metal Gear Solid 5 where two hateful armies will turn Metal Gear Solid 4 where two armies will start shooting the old man when they see him.
I
Isn't
mean,
that dependent on
as someone
your
who's actually played Halo Combat Evolved on the Anniversary Edition, at times, for reasons completely outside of my understanding, the fight just goes your way, even though they're having a far more obvious fight with the Covenant. That being
Really?
said, they can get distracted by one another, but it's not like 100%. At times, they just peel off and go for you for no reason.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4 was terrible because there'd be like a firefight between two armies.
Mhm.
And if you took a shot or peeked out too long, both armies would just turn and start shooting at you.
That sounds extremely
You
lame.
leave the door closed behind you.
Yeah, that guy can handle all of it.
Yeah. Oh, there's just two. Look, they're millennials, they're Zoomers, and they hate boomers. That's why they all immediately gang on you, because it's the future.
Which is funny because Snake is actually like, I think he's Gen X at best.
Yeah, he is Gen X because in 1998 he was like 30. Anyway,
And also it's because he ages really quickly.
The generational divides are stupid at best. Especially when you start to get to the cutoff points.
Snake, we accidentally mixed your DNA with milk, so you're gonna age like milk.
You're gonna
God, that's
age
the
like
most
fine
accurate
milk.
statement possible.
Gonna age like fine milk.
Here,
You peek through the door again and see the fine doorman still standing their post.
Should we try to knock them out somehow?
This time, you can't help but notice that they're having a conversation with someone outside, as they occasionally lean their head around the corner to face someone out there.
Can we use this opportunity? We could probably use this opportunity. I'm just
If
gonna
they're
grab
doing
Dylan.
that,
Yeah.
can I sneak by over here while they look away for a moment?
You can definitely attempt that, yes. Roll me your stealth
I would like to
together with
attempt
your
that.
speed to quickly pop into the corner.
Should I do that?
Let me go first. We'll go one at a time. If we go as a group,
Okay. Seifi, how good is the elementalist at sneaking, by the way?
You know, they surprisingly have like a D6 in stealth, so they'd have a D8, D6.
Huh. Okay.
Their odds are
Nice.
not worse, not bad. The shadow slinks into the very cobwebby corner and almost immediately gets completely covered and just slathered in the stuff.
I mean, I imagine I like waved my hand through it on the way over.
Yeah,
It's all over
but
my
there's
hand.
like a whole, like a curtain of the stuff, so yeah. Dusty.
Well, I'm a shadow. I'm probably used to this stuff. Now I can try to listen closer to hear what they're saying.
They just seem to be having idle banter between people who seem to have a degree of rapport with one another. Polite conversation about each other's personal failings and advantages, old gambling debts and events. They seem to have no particular concerns or anything.
Okay, so when they're distracted, I'm going to indicate for our necromantic friend to try and slip over to this door because he can see me from there.
Okay. All right. What I'm gonna roll?
Speed and stealth, please.
Yes. Speed and stealth, and targets 3 ACU. Click. Oh no.
You slide into a room and quickly shut the door behind you to cover your ass.
Yes.
You are currently located inside of a chamber that contains several. Well, there's some bows here, some being maintained, some are unstrung, as to say, as well as where a collection of arrows are hanging out.
Nothing else, I assume.
It's mostly a dark room, as the only light that comes in here are several cracks, several unboarded sections of the murder holes, arrow slits.
Okay, makes sense.
Through the
Yeah.
arrow slits, you can peek outside and see that there are 3 more people located on the outside of the building.
I do want to do that, exactly.
You can get real close because, well, you're standing in like a slit of light. It's very hard to see you from the outside. That's what arrow slits are for!
Yes. Therefore arrows.
So basically, this is what you can sort of peek.
Ooh. So
Bingo.
that's where the main entrance was. I am dumb.
I have arrived with a lot of things,
I see. There's a box.
including but not limited to the 3 Prince of Persia games that are referred to as good, the first 3 Devil May Cries, a lot of beer, food, and this.
Uh-oh.
The Retron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bingo has acquired many things.
I have acquired things.
I'll just say hi to Safi.
I have a plan.
Momo.
I have a dastardly plan that's going to backfire horribly, but I think it's zesty.
What's your
And I think-
plan?
And I think Staffy likes zest. I want to sneak back through the door, back to here, try to sneak past all the undead, open the door, walk over here, and then rage them, disrupt them, so that they actually wake up and start, making noise. And then all of these guys will either run away and draw away the undead, or they
It
will have
is.
to fight
I want to point out that it is extremely difficult to sneak past multiple undead,
undead.
because they can see in the
Yeah.
dark perfectly fine. They can. You have read descriptions that claim that undead see you like glowing torches. You are a bright light akin to a smoldering piece of delicious meat.
Because I'm alive.
Hmm.
The-
However, you are a necromancer.
yes.
Surely you have some sort of trick you could do for such a situation.
Let me try.
If you
to
can unleash undead, surely you can do otherwise.
Thank you, sheepy friend.
You are very welcome.
Who is
Let's see.
sometimes raccoon.
Gosh. I'm not even. I'm not sure. I mean, I could try disguising myself, but again, they would see me probably. Still, because again, I am alive and they're not. I could use a hint to be perfectly honest. I'm not entirely sure
Use
what
a
of my.
hint? Come on, you don't.
Why?
Your spell list is non-exhaustive, which is to say that your character can do a hell of a lot more than what your sheet says. Your
Oh, so I
career
could just
implies
kind of-
competencies.
Okay, well,
What could
well,
a
in that-
necromancer do when confronted with undead, do you think?
try to take over them.
To an extent, but that's a riskier move than might be necessary for what your plan entails.
Well, I could try to draw them in a certain direction, not necessarily control them, but like push them.
I like how you
Origin.
didn't like. You
What?
remember the spell you had in 3.5, right?
Which is hide myself from undead.
Yes. Surely a necromancer can sort of enthrall undead to not bother them specifically.
You know what? That's genius. Yeah, I remember that spell, and I remember doing like a whole little adventure about it. Yes, absolutely. I would like to try and conceal myself, but I'll need to sneak out past. I'm gonna like peek through the crack in the door for the shadow to signal that these guys are like not looking my way, and just sling back into
You
the
slip
kitchen.
your way back.
Yes. Okay. Okay. That's very cool. This is neat. I'm excited.
Okay,
Or
in your
exactly.
recap, Ringo is showing me what has been acquired.
Como
Okay.
was thinking.
Yeah, I am thinking with my 2 brain cells, and they just hit both corners perfectly. So, I would like to try and disguise myself against the undead, then slink through, and then open this door so that the undead could see the guys outside.
Okay, that works. My idea was to throw a grenade at that door.
I would like to point out that door is almost certainly barred from the other direction, since that's what the door you went through was. But all right. How about you roll me your career, will, and leadership against the undead Argus, as you
Career.
enthrall them with your necromantic presence.
Career, will.
You, as a necromancers in 3.5 like to call it, you rebuke them.
Yes. Hoop. 2 successes.
You walk into this place, by the way, is mostly pitch black. There are no light sources here at all. There are a few cracks in the ceiling. So all you have is like the ambient light that streams in from the altar place. But you manage to make your way to a set of doors that are to the south. The undead look at you, but by commanding your powerful unholy presence, you're able to keep them at bay.
Yes. Okay. I would like to try and open this door. Or rattle it at least.
You rattle the door. Shadow, you would pick up that they don't seem too. They immediately turn towards the door because they know what's behind it.
Yes.
Obviously, so they're worried about it. But then when it stops, they relax and start talking again. Necromancer, the door appears to be barred in some fashion.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. I would like to check the other door first. Also,
The door is also barred. They are both very much shut.
they're both barred, but not the kitchen.
Yes, you unlock that one.
Yes. Okay. I suppose.
Going on a walk, boys.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't suppose I can hold hands with one and just walk them out carefully.
They are ignoring your presence so far. It is possible that
So
they maybe
far.
get less polite about it if you.
Yeah, I understand. Well, in that case, I'm going to probably walk over here, and from behind a curtain, I'm just gonna throw like a little pebble over here somewhere so that they react.
I mean, undead aren't
Yeah.
smart, but they understand cause and effect. So you just making a sound doesn't cause them to go towards it.
Ah, well,
You
how
know,
would I?
just like in stealth games, just throwing a bottle when a guard's already shooting, it ain't gonna do much.
Oh no, no, no! I remember. There was some silly thing from I think Splinter Cell, one of the first ones, where a guy throws something, the guy sees it fall, goes to where it came from, and shoots the guy, the player. Anyway, in that case, they need something alive. Can I grab one of those mice?
Oh my. You're gonna try to catch some of the vermin around here. Shadow, while this is all going on, you have no idea what he's doing. You just saw him sneak in and
Yeah,
out.
that's why I'm not trying to help.
At most the elementalists can like shrug at you from the door.
Yes. Well, you know what? That's actually a good idea. I should probably inform them. Gosh. So that would be a way back.
You know, with how you've been playing, you would have benefited significantly more from the green and purple wizard because they give you telepathy
Telepathy, yeah.
and mind control.
Oh, it is unfortunate.
It is a cube, Ringo.
It looks like even Ouya didn't suck.
That's what I was just thinking.
Gosh.
Ringo got a Retron for Game Boy and stuff games.
Delightful.
Retron SQ.
HDMI Game Boy.
So what are you doing? Argus?
Beckon the shadow back in. Probably have both elementalist and shadow over in this room. And then try to catch one of those, well, pests, one of those mice, and then try to lure the undead with them, or with blood, I suppose.
There's a guy.
Dragging a guy would be harder. Well, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Gag him, drop him, tie his hands or something, then lead him to the undead, use him as a lure, and then release him as he runs back. That would be amusing.
If you were playing Dungeons and Dragons, this is the point where your alignment shifts irrevocably to chaotic evil.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Sure
I don't want to do this.
Brian would actually do that because that'd be really evil.
Yeah, so just the vermin.
I would like to point out that the path you intend for these undead to take will invariably lead them to the sleeping man.
I know. That's why I'll need to wake him up and tell him to run.
What we could do,
yeah,
is try to form a distraction down this way.
Okay.
And then I unbar the door.
Okay. Well, actually, I could unbar the door because the undead wouldn't immediately rush me. They would run past me towards these guys. Probably. Okay. Ooh, I've seen some arrow slits through here. You could distract people there, and they would probably leave. And then I'll be able to swing by, open the door, and then let the undead out, so that these guys run away. How's that?
What if we started a fire?
This building is not overgrown enough for a fire to propagate all that far.
Yeah, you're also covered in flammable webs.
Well, I don't stay in there.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is, if you look for here for the arrow slits over here, you can probably see something here. You could throw a grenade there. I'm not sure.
So what you're saying is get in here and throw a grenade out the window,
Give me a
which would get
moment.
enough distraction.
Make some noise outside so that these guys also get distracted or go outside.
Did
Then I'm
Savage
gonna.
get up?
I'm sorry.
I think Savage just said, "Give me a minute."
Oh,
Hast thou decided on a course of action yet?
yes. I think we're going to cause destruction outside through this room
Mm-hmm.
with the arrow slits, and then as these guys at least turn away or maybe even walk outside, I'm gonna unbar the door, and then we'll hide over here. But for that, I think we still need to tie this guy up and then kind of put him like in bed over here or something, so that he doesn't get eaten by accident. Unless this guy can
mean-
just sleep for an apocalypse, literally.
Just don't worry about him. He'll wake up when he needs to.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, if you're
I
gonna
just didn't wanna
detonate a
throw the
grenade, it'll
bomb.
probably wake up. Yes.
Yeah, so I do want to tie him up preemptively. Look, I like tying people up. Don't judge
All
me.
right. All right.
That's why every time in 5e, I buy myself some silk rope instead of regular rope.
What the hell's this button? Place a template. Oh, there's buttons for that now. What?
Stuff gets updated every day, Safi.
Holy
remember?
shit, that's one hell of a template. I think that one's incorrect. I don't think Gust of Wind is like a whole short range area. I think it's near. But it's neat that it works.
Mhm,
Also,
mhm.
we could ask the Elementalist if he has any spells that would help here.
Wait,
I don't know what his
Is
magic
that
does.
is that short? Let me look this up because I think I made a mistake. And I think this thing. Air magic. 286. Gust of Wind. Oh god, it is a short range explosion. Holy crap, that is massive.
Can he blow open the door?
Short range explosive is like 24 paces across,
Holy
Wow.
shit.
which is like 120 feet explosion in D&D terms. I
That-
don't know if that's
that's massive.
correct.
I mean, it's a gust of wind. It's just wind. It's not like it's.
Oh, well, to be fair, it is described as a small whirlwind.
Yeah, you just feel a little bit of wind.
Body endurance versus 3, damage plus 1, push 3. All right, so you're dealing with an elementalist. If you want loud and flashy, they're what you want.
Yeah.
Any other spells that have short explosions? Oh god. Oh well, there is the Tempest. What is the Tempest described as? The Tempest. The spell is forbidden in populated areas. It's known to level buildings with its hurricane force. It has an explosion of short to medium, which is 30. No, that's 72 across. Which is like what? That's like 360 feet. Just a fucking boom. Air wizards get the big area of effect radius. It appears. No, Earth magic has upheaval, which is an earthquake, if I'm correct. Okay, yeah, it's mostly the big ones. Is there any with fire? Oh god, meteor swarm. Well, to be fair, that is meteor swarm. I never paid attention to just how extreme these area of effects are.
See, if we weren't trying to save somebody,
Yes.
I mean, there is a spell called Comet Fall, which is, doesn't have
Guys,
descriptive text. I don't know why.
Remember One Punch Man? It's like here's 20 floors of puzzles, just levels all of them. But they put a lot of effort into those puzzles. It's rude not to try them.
All
Yeah,
right.
I think in that case, Elementalist sneaking into the room and using the arrow slit to like cause a ruckus outside or a distraction would cause these
Well,
guys to. run out.
elementalists can fuck with air, so if you want a nice loud pop, they can take care of that for you.
Yes, that would be awesome.
All right.
And then I'm gonna rush in, unbar the door, and then sick undead on these dummies so that they run for their lives.
Okay. Well, the elemental list is gonna have to roll some stuff.
Yeah. Can I help them?
I don't know how you plan to help them with sneaking around, but they slink into the room
Nice.
after having cast their spell. Because guess what? You can thing that Ironclaw doesn't should really advertise better is you ready spells into things, and they're in there
Yes.
for a bit. So they
I
walk
really-
in there.
Mhm.
Do you want them to actually cast like a big explosion, or just like the effect of an explosion?
What I want him to do is not
The
to
question is,
indulge
do you
in-
mind if anyone gets hurt?
I don't want these guys to get run over by a stampede of undead, so just distract them rather than get them hurt. Because if they get hurt outside, they're more likely to just run back in. You know, instead of trying to investigate. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I gotcha. All right. Well, a few seconds later, you hear a loud.
Nice. How do these guys
You
react?
probably hear
The-
like all the
guys?
trees begin to sway. Some of the curtain that's in front of the door swoosh upwards.
Mhm.
You feel a little pressure in your ear. I don't know why, but there's a part of my train ride to work. There's a section where you go into a tunnel, and my ears get like I'm in a plane.
Well, yeah, because it's compressed air. Because the train is pulling in the air and it compresses it. And so it compresses it inside the train as well.
Fine, Como. Pressurize my ears. Well, they're almost certainly distracted by this. These guys they get real close up to those curtains, and they like peek behind it with their hands, maintaining as much cover as possible.
I'm gonna rush in, sneaky BQ, and then I'm gonna unbar the door. Oh no, my whole thing is frozen. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. My Audrey just froze my entire computer for a few seconds. Anyway, unbar the door.
You slink and sneak inside,
Yes.
and quickly push. GD. Oh no, that is GDP. No, GPB.
100 GDP.
He wants the GDP of like a one-man country.
100 times a one-man country's GDP.
That's funny.
Argus, you kick the bar open,
Yes.
and afterwards
Yes.
open the door. I imagine
Yes.
one of the creatures sees them, and those guys will hear the door open because you're trying to do this on a time pressure. They'll notice you, and then they
Yes, I
notice
know.
the undead, and then the fight breaks out proper.
Yes.
I think this will work for now. Allies versus enemies. Gosh, NPCs, players, and allies versus enemies. Oh, hey, what? What's the difference? What's the difference? Set target number manually. Force initiative settings will be used from the combat tracker rather than what the combat encounter saved onto itself. What? Skip defeated. Oh, thank you. Almost forgot to set that one up. All right. Well. Oh, didn't roll. Oh, what's this button? Oh, that's reset initiative. Pretty sure I've hit that once, and I hated it. This is the button I want. Apparently, pushing that over, you botched your initiative.
I know.
Ain't that just
That's
the shiznit?
Yes.
You go first. Necromancer, you start your turn reeling, so like your first action is spent just recovering from
Just
that.
to recover from reeling. Yes. Then I'm gonna turn to these dummies and I'm gonna say, "You'd better run."
Unfortunately, you have to release the undead first. In this current state, they're still like. You
Ah.
might want to run. I mean, they'll start attacking them, but so
Rally.
you have to decide if you want to run or make the undead extra angry.
I want to make them extra angry so that
I would like to
if-
point out that you are not stopping them from attacking you right now.
wasn't I under disguise though?
Your spell doesn't necessarily last forever. Like magic in the system is quite ephemeral.
Ah, I see. Fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Well, I would like to make them mad and then run.
You can't do that. You have one action.
Oh, because I only have one.
Mhm.
Well, the thing is, if I run now, they can't bar the door. If they don't have the bar, I'm just gonna. I'm still holding the bar, I assume.
You can also you can also try to
What?
slink into the doorway and hope that the undead just walk past you.
Well, I mean, you know what? Yeah, maybe. I'll hope that the remains of my disguise still work. I'm gonna just pretend. I'm just gonna
You
cover
can-
myself with a plank.
You can just I mean in this doorway, but you can also just say that you want to try to maintain that effect.
Maintain what effect? Of the disguise? Yes, absolutely.
All right. All right. Well, there's no real specific side by side. Do you want the elementalist to do anything?
Well, Elementalist is now here. I would like him take the shadow and go back into the kitchen, where it's going to be a little bit safer.
Shadow.
If you're cool with that.
Then I ask Shadow and Shadow, what do you do?
Because you guys are not disguised, is what I mean.
I could be.
Against undead?
I don't know. Also, I don't think I have a skill that would work for that anyway. I was figuring I'd just remain like hidden over here.
Line
That's
of
fair
sight is
enough.
line of sight,
I'm
Como.
good at hiding.
Yeah. It's just that I thought that maybe it would be safer to, like,
When I say
go
that
around.
people glow to undead, I don't mean like they actually emit like light around corners, but like they need line of
just
sight
look
to see you.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
they'll pick you out. So basically, the most I'm doing is I'm occasionally peeking out around the corner.
Okay. In that case, it's
Okay.
absolutely
Well, in that
fine.
case, we assume that you and the elementals have taken like a little focus turn, just hiding out.
Yes.
Gosh, I have to decide who goes first. Well, I guess technically the goon squad gets to go first, because take a guess, Como. The undead have to respond to the fact you opened the door. Was that guy just saw you?
Yes.
All right. They let out a cry for people to come in. Why are there two goon twos? I don't know how that happened. Don't ask me. Actually, I think I have a button that can help with this. Did that fix it? No, didn't fix it. All right, gotcha. These guys will slowly make their way over to the front door. They swoosh the curtain open.
Yes.
The thaumaturge takes a stride forward and unleashes their grand magics. They show themselves, the thaumaturge, as a glimmering light emerges from them, providing cover for their allies within near range.
Mm.
Thaumaturgy is such a cool word.
I think zombies are still affected. What are they immune to again? What are... Idiot me. I guess they have to take out their weapon. What is their initiative looking like? Who are you guys? You are that guy, and you are that guy. They're both tied, so they just take out their weapons and they wait for this to develop as they go along. And then the skeletons get to move.
Yes.
This guy has no dash, but he does have a sprint. But first, the undead, who he commands to move forward. Make their move. Dash. How much can they dash? I think they can stride and then they can dash or something. What was it again? 120. Remind me. Damn it. Here it is. Dash. You can dash in any direction with a straight line, blah, blah. Half your maximized speed die. Add 1 to your dash if your body is greater than your speed die. At any point during your dash, you may stride once in any direction. You can take that forward, backwards, every which direction. Alright, gotcha. So you can even do it beforehand, which in case it's kind of funny. Alright. And then they're going to sprint. And I think during a sprint you can use your stride twice. Allow me to read it to you. Declare a straight line that you will run, then roll your sprint die. That's how many pace you move in that line. After rolling, you may add or subtract your stride from your sprint distance. If your stride was 1 and came up before, if your stride is 1 and your roll came up before, you can make the option 3, 4, or 5. No matter how many you subtract, the sprint's always in a straight line. Oh, I thought there was like more striding involved in this, but all right, 2 more spaces forwards, and the other undead will all follow a similar procedure. Scoot, scoot, and roll me that sexy speed. No, sprint. Wait, is this guy? One of them failed. Okay, that guy does not get to do anything. And all those other beautiful noises Undead like to make. And finally, the big man himself makes his move. He has a big sprint die. Let's roll. 3. 5 paces forward. He draw. No, he's not gonna draw his weapon. Well, actually, he will. His next action is to ready his weapon fully. It points it outwards. The horse skeleton clank, clank, clanks. You hear the many. Oh, what is he wearing again? Is he wearing chainmail? Rusty plate. His rusty plate scrapes together, creating this uncomfortable cacophony of sounds. It's your guys' side again. What do y'all do? Argus, they seem to ignore you for now.
Yes, I maintain the spell. And I get ready to walk back into the room.
All right. Well, you slip on in and let the spell do its work.
Yes.
Shadow, what do you want the elementalists to do too? Like, don't forget that.
Well, I'm gonna poke my eyes out so I can see the layout.
You don't see the undead yet, but over the course of your turn, you will definitely see them slinking. But what do you do?
It's not a huge amount for me to do at the moment since we're banking on the undead. But I am going to ready one of my 2 remaining grenades in my hand, just in case I need to throw it.
Shrinks.
And my suggestion for the elementalist would be to wait for them all to be in one giant pile and then knock them all out if it's possible.
Well, they'll kind of sneak on over to the other side, and then they'll spend one action to ready. What would be a fun one to ready for this? Sunburst.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Why doesn't Sunburst have... I know Sunburst is an explosion.
I know. I used it once before.
Oh, god damn it. It's being all goofy. Sunburst. Yeah, I forgot to add the explosive template here. 290. Actually, it's a bit lower than that. Let's see. Sunburst is near explosion. Explosion! Near! Did that affect battle statistics? Nope, it did not add it. That's weird. I'm curious how that happened. Let's see. This one has explosion near. Sunburst has explosion near. I have to reload the sheet. I'm just curious how this works. Okay, well, I guess whatever loading procedure it uses for this doesn't necessarily work like that. Oh, that's adorable. Attack, basic. Oh, that's awesome. There's a resist against roll. Holy crap. Counter with. Oh, yeah. Because guess what? You can forgo your resist roll to smack a person in the face if you threaten them. It's just hilarious. All right, well, everyone's kind of waiting for this to develop. One of the goons suddenly decides to barrel through this door. How fast can he go? He's got 5 dash. Yeah, he can barrel through this door. And starts yelling at everyone that the undead have escaped. The other guy.
This was a completely natural thing that happened and wasn't done by these 3 guys who snuck in.
Well, they don't know that 2 of you are there. They've only seen me.
This guy kind of moves back. He takes a stride and gets his focus. Give yourself some nice focus. There you go. It's on the house. This guy also moves in and gets himself a little bit of focus. These guys are fast on their feet. They've got a stride of 2. I'm trying to say. Same verse as the first. They're all like lined up. The curtains down. Weapons out, ready to hit whatever undead decides to come towards them. The thaumaturge goes abracadabra, abracazoo. Here's a D8 cover die for you!
Nice.
Fortunately, outside of that, they don't have too much to go with, so they kind of maneuver themselves. During this, they're guarded.
Elementalist might get a really nice backstabbing move from over this room.
Oh, wait. They can't dig and dash. Okay, so they can make this. The undead. This guy, you need to roll initiative sprint. 3 paces. 3 paces. No more, no less. No, wait. Yep, 3. And then another dash.
Wait, hold on. One zombie disappeared. Ah, there they are. Never mind.
I'm just going to move my piece over so I can watch this.
These fine fellows will unleash their readied maneuvers, throwing their maces. So if I double-click this, okay, I think this might be a better way to do this, because this, Alright, so this guy attacks, okay, still uses his dice. Abracadabra, 3 damage. This undead will counter, because undead love to counter. That's what they do. Highest die was a 5. Okay, so it doesn't do that quite yet, but it's clitting there. Alright, so everything fails. 1 success, that makes for 3 damage. Soak rolls, normal. Wait, did that include that die? 1 success. Oh, wait, whoops, that means he takes 2 damage. 3 damage, soaked 1. The undead is injured. Fractured bones! And this guy loses his focus. This guy makes his move. Probably going to target the same guy. Can I click him and get this taken care of? I mean, it makes sense it would. And this guy will counter with wrestle or punch. Sure, why not wrestle? Let's wrestle. Let's try and grab these goons. He rolled 2 successes. This guy rolled a 7, so his counter succeeds. He grabs him. Firmly grasps him. Highest is 7, 1 damage. Okay, 2 damage. Time to soak. You have to soak it, sir. 2 damage. Let's take a look at this. Is it weak damage? No, it's just damage. Oh! He still takes an ouchie. 2 damage, 1 soak. Boom. And that's... This guy gets his final move. Let's take a look. Abracadabra. Did not hit at all. He rolled 2s and 1s. Well, again, you can counter as much as you want, and undead are not so smart. He has to release the grapple, though. But, you know, he can do what he wants. He's a grown boy. Oh, God! That's a big hit. That's 4 damage, if I'm correct. Goon, be strong! Oh, he is. Cool. That's an amazing roll, all things considered. He's also hurt. There's the undead crash, and the situation begins to deteriorate for them. Does this skeleton have ranged weapons? He does have a short bow. But he's already got a sword in hand. Let's have some fun. Let's crash into these guys. Let's quash into these clowns. He storms forward, sword hefted high above his head. Descends onto the reeling individual. Failure. Hey, you get a bonus D8. Don't forget that part. 8. Oh. He will dodge. I think he's good at that. No! In that case, he will take damage. Soak. Excuse. Why isn't soak part of the default rules? It's such an important one to have. Alright. Longsword is how much damage? +2, so that's 2 damage. 2, 3, 2, 3, 1. Boom. Injured and afraid. The morale of the front line begins to sink inwards. What do you do? The two lines have crashed into each other and now engaging in combat. One of them is starting to run away.
Good. Now, personally, I'd wait for whoever's going to be coming from this room, because I assume that would be their boss. Or at least someone, some of the stronger people, because they wouldn't be just standing around guarding stuff.
Just throw a grenade in the middle.
Well, yes, but they're not all here yet. Basically, what I'm going to do is prepare to hit whoever comes out of there who looks the strongest in the back with my spell that's called the Torment, and I believe you said it's basically electricity.
I think Torment's just like the raw sense of pain.
Yes.
It's the Agony Matrix.
Here we
This
go.
one.
Oh, I didn't put a description in there? I thought I did. Oh, well. Shadow, what do you do?
I mean, I wasn't told not to throw my grenade.
Yes.
God damn it. Torment. Torment, torment, torment. How is it described?
So I'm a step in closer. And throw a grenade right here in the middle.
Oh, it's not described. Weird. I thought there was a part that described like what torment was. Horde unmaking, on torment, and mass agony. Well, I guess that's the whole point. All right, you huck a grenade. Whoop.
Attack roll.
Oh, quaint. Your grenades don't have the little thing either. I wonder what sets it. I wonder what part sets it. There's got to be something that. Ready when used, gust of wind, attributes description.
So just the normal rolls, don't add anything extra?
Okay, your grenade comes with a little bit that says you how to use it. So click the attack button for the grenade.
I did.
Attack with grenade. Here you go. If you double click the term grenade, it does this. Alright. Attack with grenade.
Roll.
One success. That's pretty hilarious. That's not going to be great. Everyone else gets to resist. Botch all ones. Oh, it only picks one person, huh? You're going to have to fix that. Anyone who rolls one success is fine. This is terrible.
I'm still somehow hurting half of them.
To be fair, they're all like really on top of each other. Alright! Grenades do damage +2, so with one success they take 3 damage. This thaumaturge now has to soak. Wish there was a damage section, but there isn't because it's all dumb. Alright, 1. So 3 becomes 2. Boom. Hurt and afraid. Oh, not afraid? Sure, whatever you think. Who's next? Goon 1. It doesn't mention which Goon 1. And there's 2 of them.
I'm Goon 1, number 2.
Yeah, it is Goon number 2. And then Zombie number 2. Of which... Why? How did this end up happening anyway? With the freaking... God damn it. I'm so pissed about that. Goon number 1. You have to soak against 3 damage. 2 successes. Alright. In that case you had 3. You soak 2. He's afraid. His morale is broken. The zombie number 2. This guy. Oops. Oops. All ones. Going to roll his soak roll. Boom. 1 success. I think he's going to be destroyed at this point. Because if I'm correct, he takes 3 damage. He soaked 1. He's dying. And so he collapses into a heap. Body parts fly everywhere as she decided to throw a grenade at a loosely held together bundle of rotting flesh. Delightful!
That's amazing.
The Elementalist is not too keen on that one guy running away. Also sees who's behind there, and he doesn't like what he sees. Which is to say that he sees 2 individuals who start to like abracadabra, abracazoo. Be specific, this one even... Oh no, that one probably like ticks at the her. A little focus turn. Elementalist probably had a spell ready. It's Sunburst ready, right? It's a little much for the situation. Guess you can
Just rains meteors.
It's a little much for the situation. So, what else do you have that's good for this context? Just the basics. Thank you. Just the basics. All right. Set the guy on fire. Okay, we're gonna aim. No, we're not gonna aim. We're not gonna aim. Ready? Ignite fire. Aim. Get him. Shoo. Whoop. Whoa. Let's see. 1 success. Delightful. This fine fellow will dodge the incoming fire. It actually puts the short range benefit right on there. His size rolls a 6. That's 1 damage. Guy takes the ouchies. Give me the soak. Give me the damage. He's hurt. He stumbles into the room, reeling from the damage, and he's set on fire. It's going to be great. Necromancer, have you taken your turn yet?
I was prepared to
prepared.
throw torment at the guy, so
Okay.
I haven't.
The fine way to describe that is taking a focus turn, unless you already had your weapon ready. But we'll move on. All right.
It was his focus turn, yeah.
Why is everyone's numbering so fucking awful? What is this? Why are there a whole bunch of people with and with
My
elementals?
brother in Christ, you made the encounter.
It just charges into the room. Oh no, there's bad stuff happening here.
That's a bird.
It is a bird. A bird who has readied a weapon. Whoa. They create air. They target the biggest, nastiest looking undead here and create an explosion.
Did not hit.
Did not hit. I mean,
That's amazing.
technically, the undead has to dodge. And he can roll runs, in which case it's really you really only always miss on a botch, which is unlikely. How far can you move? What's your dash? 3? Ugh. Guy moves forward and already a weapon. In the meantime, this guy just takes... You know what actually makes a bit more sense for this person to...
What?
They're an elementalist, so they can exhaust their elementalist apprentice gift. Which, by the way, I should probably keep track of. Boop, no, not that one. No. Why does your elemental apprentice gift not have exhaustion? It's exhausted when used. Thank you. Boop. He exhausts his gift and takes care of the fire, because an elementalist naturally can put someone out. Whew. That's why they hate each other. This guy, however, still needs to spend an action to recover from his reeling and sort of stumble behind the wall, whew. Also goes, oof, oof, ow, oof, oof. Someone, please, who has leadership, please try to rally us. This fine fellow over here will take that onto himself. He'll roll will. He fails. No. All right. Well, he's still got a sword. Oh, well, a mace, exactly. He swings at the next undead. Nice roll. Oh wait, I don't like how they set this up, because I feel like there's a lot of potential here. There's a lot of potential. I like where this is going. Like where this is going. Like it a lot. Okay, cool. Zombie takes over. Grabs him. Oh no, I've been grisped. That is damage. How much? What's your wrestle do? Damage +1? Okay, cool. Soak. Go. Oh. Oops, all ones. Oh god, that means that he takes more damage.
Uh-oh.
If you botch your soak roll, you take 1 more damage than normal. So he's now injured.
On a side note, something silly. Sok in Russian means juice.
These guys will take their guarding stance. They are not capable of bringing themselves out of their fear. They're ready for the situation. Like,
Oh no, they're XCOM panicking.
pretty much. The thaumaturge also has to recover from their reeling status. Do they have any leadership? No, they're not leadership material. And they don't exactly have offensive magic because they're not meant for that. So they'll keep the guard up. Keep the guard up, everyone. And I think that's it. And now the zomboonies keep going. This guy's going to keep going for the guy who's already got his little grubby hands on. Oh no, poor guy. Please roll your dodge. Try to keep yourself clean. Yes, you're guarding. Give me an extra d12 and an extra d8. Highest is 10. He's good. This fine veteran zombie sees a dead man walking. So he is going to add aiming. He aims as in he sets himself up for a nice solid swing on this guy. And then tied with two. Jesus Christ, man. All that going for you. You swing a wide.
So badass.
Well, even if you're afraid, you can still counter it. Highest was a 5. Oh, yeah! That is a solid counter swing. He gets a hit. That's 3 damage. Skeleton gets a soak. 3 successes. Holy shit, he soaks the whole thing, but he's still sent reeling
This is
because...
a tough Skelly boy.
I mean, he wears armor. The plate might be rusty, but it's still in good shape. He's still capable of defending him. And then it's your turn again! Oh, wait, no, there's one more skeleton. One more zombie.
More skeleton.
One more little zomberino. Get him. Dodge, dodge. Oh no. That's 2 damage. Okay, soak. See, this goes real nice when everything goes just the way it should. He's injured still. Oof. Ow. Oh. He's reeling all over the place. Ella, Shadow, and Argus. Argus, what do you do?
Well, I'm going to target the bird over here with a torment.
You unleash Torment. Double-click Torment's name, and we'll handle it from there.
Click.
All right. Give me the goods. Special defend.
Special defend? Okay.
Oh, no. You have to click attack with Torment.
Oh, okay.
That's
All right.
1-6. Was hoping for more 6s there. I think this is a resist roll, so nothing happens.
Oh.
No. One, I made a mistake. Torment has 2d6, but it's only for you. They do not get a 2d6. Let's see. What did they roll anyway? So they might not have actually made that one at all. In which case, I still only got 1 success. All right. Damage +1 critical, so it's 2 damage, penetrating and weak. It's really weird damage. Condition effect. Why is it like this? Condition effect. Oh, why does it do -4?
What?
Damage for plus weak critical. Okay. Let me just try to take care of this. Okay, you're dealing with soak. You're dealing with weak, but no armor applies. 1 success. They still take 1 damage. They're still racked with pain. I wish that soak rolls came with like some sort of way to make this a bit easier. 2 damage, soaked 1. Hurt. They are in agony and pain and reeling and sent off their feet. You can take an action to refresh your gift so you can ready it next turn. Magic takes
I would
a bit
like
of time.
to, yes.
Shadow, what do you want to do?
Oh, since I started the turn with a focus, how would that work? Is it 2 actions to cast?
No. God damn it. A focus turn takes your entire turn. All you can do is stride. You can move your stride, and then you get focus. And you can use focuses to interrupt. It's kind of how you ready an action and everything.
Right, so how would I be
You
able
just
to
took
use
your
a focus
normal turn.
Yes, but before that I took a focus turn.
If you took a focus turn, then you should still have focus, because all it takes to shoot your attack is to make the attack action.
Okay, well...
You can spend your
what can-
focus when you want to. You don't have to spend it at any particular moment.
Oh,
so it could be
okay,
on
fair
another
enough.
turn.
In that case, I'm going to keep it for now.
Okay. Shadow, what do you do?
Okay, so if I have focus, like you said, I can use it to.
Yeah, at any
interact.
moment you can use it to take a third action on anyone else's. You can even take it on anyone else's turn if you want to.
Okay, so for my normal run,
Guys, 1 second. I think there's a fire somewhere. I'll be back in just a minute.
Good job. You have a dash of 7, so you can go wherever you dang well please.
so I'm gonna dash the elementalist.
Actually, I don't think you can move there. Your dash is too high. Like when you pick up speed, you pick it up fast. So you actually end up here. You have to move 6 spaces at the least.
Okay, that works.
No, wait, you can do
I'm-
5. I forgot. 7 minus 2 is 5. Idiot. Idiot.
So I'm gonna rush him, and then I'm gonna punch him with my punch dagger.
You give the robed individual a good old conk on the noggin. Well, they're wearing armor actually, despite the image. Give him the goods.
Just double checking one of my abilities.
Don't forget you get an extra D8 from reeling.
Extra D8 from him reeling, and because I am a sneaky fighter, I get an extra 2d8.
Lovely.
So it's 3d8 on top of my attack.
That should
I'll just make
automatically
sure
add
I-
itself.
For some reason, it didn't. Oh wait, there it is. For attacker, d8. Oh, and actually, it added the reeling one too.
Yeah, if you target, I guess it would. 3 successes. Your target number is 8, so you only have 1 success. So I only do 2 damage. Actually, no, you do 3 damage unless they retreat, which they will, because they can. Whoop. They can move up to their stride. Their stride is 1. You can press if you want to, and you can follow them along. But 2 damage first. Soak roll against 2 damage. 2 successes, 0 damage. In that case, they're just sent. Wait, no. They take 1 damage, which means they're just hurt. Nothing changes for them. They take a beating. They're bleeding. They're injured. When someone retreats, which is a way to avoid the worst of the impaling dagger, they how do I put it? You can press. You can follow them. You can move your stride now along with them, or you can stay where you are.
So I can be
Yes.
right here.
Yes. Oh, the elementalist is Gosh, you know what? Let's just let it happen. Sunburst. That should exhaust the gift, if I did this correctly. It did! I'm so smart sometimes. Only sometimes. So a loud burst, and then a boom. I love the description. It's great. A white hot glow. Brief explosion. It's a near explosion, which means it's 4 paces across. It's like here-ish. He's at the edge of that. He's at the edge of that. He'll put it somewhere where it makes sense. The whole curtain's gone. Let's not worry about the details too much. Let's not worry about the details too much. I like that one thing about 13th Age is that it just doesn't give a shit. It's like, no, you hit 1d3 targets. Fuck you. Alright. Well, time to see if this works out for him. He should be better at this. 2 successes. That's alright. That'll get you going. Okay, how the oh, range penalty. I didn't know that applied like that. Okay, cool. Alright. Gotcha. Alright, gotcha. Okay, cool. So, this guy, they take the 1 success variant, which is damage 2. Soak, and they're blinded. Oh, oof. Ow, oof. Tied with 2 dice. Does nothing. So he just takes 2 damage. 2. He's injured. Ouch. Oof. Undead. Soak. Your soak is 2 successes, so you take 2, 2. And that makes for nothing, I think. You know, it's just hurt. But he's reeling. You soak how much, Mr. Big Skeleton Man? How much does your big fancy armor soak? It soaks all the damage, of course. It soaks all the damage. They're all reeling. They're all like, whoa, wow. And also blinded. Which one's blinded? Which one is blinded? Blinded ain't great. As you can imagine, not being able to see is a bit of an impedance. Where is blinded?
Yeah, sight is helpful.
Where is blinded on this? It should have blinding. Hurt, afraid, dead, sleep, unconscious, overburdened, cannot move, fatigued, sick, confused, enraged, terrified, blinded. That's a little eye icon. Should have known. Should have known. Boop. I could take care of it just like that. Because I don't know what all these icons are called. I don't want to hover over them the whole way through. Alright, well. There's a whole lot of mess going on. The Elemental sits in front of you, takes an action to recover.
I'm gonna stab him at the beginning of his turn.
Alright, go for it.
That way he's still reeling and all.
He's still reeling, go for it. Ouch. I'm gonna parry. Okay, that's that one. Highest die is a 5. You rolled a 7, so that's +1. Alright, they're gonna retreat again. Scoot away. 2 damage soak. 2 soaked. 1. They're now afraid. They're resolve injured. Great. Wait, did that include?
I am not following him into the room.
They fall backwards, and they're just gonna spend their action to recover from reeling and stand over here, and then they recover from their afraidness because they can't see you, and they can't see the source of their fear, and therefore they're fine. The other elementals, they exhausted their
Como, is everything okay?
There is smoke and the smell of something burning outside, but I can't see what's burning.
Oh,
And
that's
so I
great.
called the emergency.
Something.
I called the emergency number. They took my phone and name, and they said they're putting in the thing into the roster or whatever the fuck. No, yeah, it's just that I have the window slightly open and it starts smelling like something's burning, and I thought my computer was overheating and burning up or something, but it's not the computer; it's from the outside.
All right. Exhaust when you use. There you go.
Okay. Did I miss my turn yet?
You use your turn to cast Torment, right?
Yes. That was
yeah, the turn
previous
hasn't
one.
ended yet.
Okay.
Because I attacked the dude, Safi explained retreating.
Shadow,
went through
be careful.
The other turn.
You were getting
Don't
targeted.
get- Yes.
What makes more sense? Which one of these? What do the both of these do? Let's see. This one is critical +2. Sure, we'll go with create air. A blast pop of air is launched at you, Shadow. Resist, please.
What do I resist with?
There's a button on the chat box.
There's a condition effect button.
How about you push the resist?
Resist against. There it is.
No. These guys are so horribly inefficient. These guys spend all their
Your
actions.
light gust of wind means nothing.
Those guys are so busy trying to keep their defenses up. It's just such a mess over here. Keep the cover up. Keep the cover up. Undead are recovering from their reeling, but they will continue their strife to fight. Blind as a bat, they may be.
Hey.
They will continue.
Hey.
I'm over here.
Brian is over there. Yes.
God, it's like you're blind as a bat. I am right here.
Critical punch. If this guy succeeds, this guy gets a defensive roll. He's gonna counter with his mace. He gets veteran. Highest was an 11 versus ooh. That's just one hit, but that's enough to do damage. Alright, skeleton man. Let's see how your soak roll works out. Okay, 2, you soaked 1, you take afraid. Although I don't think that undead can become afraid, so he doesn't give a shit. The veteran skeleton does the same he always does, although he was reeling, so he has to just reorient himself and then he can go for a swing. He's going to go for the blinded guy, because while this particular skeleton is, what he is, he knows a target when he sees one. Combat advantage bonus for attacker, D8. Cool, actually knows about that. No, but shouldn't that be total concealment, and therefore be a D12? D3. Blinded, cannot dash, yes, total concealment penalty of D12, which means he would get a D12. 7. Alright, Mr. Big Shot. The best you can do is try to parry, so go for it. Your highest was a 6. I got 2 7s, so that makes for 2 damage. Which makes for 4, which makes for better make this soak butter, mother clucker. 1, okay. Took 4 damage, soaked 1. I think he's gonna go down. He's dead. He's dead, Jim. He's so injured, battered, and bruised that he falls to the ground unconscious. And then loses as he bleeds out.
Gross.
Alright. It's you guys' turn again.
Yes.
Okay. Go. Elementalist, do whatever you're gonna do.
Why'd you guys make such a mess of this fight? Ugh.
Like bad? Are we doing it bad?
No, but you just made a mess, is what I'm trying to say.
We made it complicated.
You made it very complicated, yes. There's so many people involved in this.
There's
sorry.
three. There are three factions involved and 4 fronts.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm sorry.
That's why I was throwing explosives to try and kill off all the enemies at once.
What? Why does that become his whole body? Ugh. Oh! Wait, what? So if I right-click it,
The Elementalist.
if I right-click this, it becomes the specific overlay. Oh, that's awesome. That's pretty cool. The Elementalist is just going to start moving right along. Hi, guys. And then he's going to refresh one of his gifts. Whoop. What do you guys do? Como. Shadow,
Yes.
what do you do?
Go Como. I'll go after you.
Let me see if I can actually get into there. 1 second. What is my combat stat? I can dash or sprint. You know what? I've been thinking of actually trying to sprint and then trying to torment the other bird. So that would be 1d6. Okay. Can I do both of those actions at the same time?
What are you trying to do?
Okay, so I'm trying to get into position somewhere over here
Mhm.
so that I can see the bird inside
Mhm.
and then use the torment on the bird again.
You can't see the bird from where you're standing right now.
I can?
No, you can't.
Okay, would I be able to move to where I can see them? Like this?
The problem is that there's a wall in the way, so you have to from here you have to stride up, and then you can take a dash or something over here. So yes, you spend your whole turn getting into position.
Okay, what about my focus?
You don't. If you have focus registered on your character, please, it's the up arrow, the first status effect on your character. There. If you want to use your focus, you can take a third action. What do you want to use it for?
To use the torment on the bird.
You can't see them. Oh, that one, the one down there. Excuse me.
Yeah.
The other one.
The other one. Thank you. God damn. Fine. Go ahead and roll Torment, please.
I'm sorry. I'm super stupid. I gotta explain what I'm trying to do. Hold on. Double click. Attack. Yes, it would be ready. It would be refreshed, I assume, since last time. Okay. And then, bam! Oh my god.
They rolled 1 success, you roll 2. That means that that's 3 damage against weak critical, which means that I soak roll, penetrating, weak damage, go. 1 success, which means that we're dealing with 3 damage, soaked 1. They are afraid. Their resolve is battered and bruised, and they are reeling from the extreme pain surging through their bodies. They jerk and spasm. Or, as Batman called it, jacking.
Wait, when did you do that?
He once referred to the act of getting riddled with bullets in the body spasming as a result of the impact jacking.
Is it from the 60s?
No! It's from a comic.
It's from Batman Odyssey.
Wow.
It's one of the weirdest comics I've ever read. It's amazingly stupid.
Have you taken your turn yet, Shadow?
I haven't.
Take it.
Okay. I'm going to step out of the doorway. Hey, I can see him again.
What do you do when you're
And then I'm going to throw my last explosive device that I have.
Mm-hmm.
An air pepper bomb. Right in the middle of these guys.
Nice.
Sure. Show the class what that does.
Well, it does 2 successes.
Now-
Here's the description of it.
Because I want to remind everyone of how technically Ironclaw's rules work, is that when push is applied, creatures always move away from you. But that doesn't make any sense at all for this particular ability.
Yeah, because I blew in the middle.
Kudos, you goddamn idiot. All right. Thank you. I
There's a
needed that.
description of it.
Yeah, but I think you're going to regret what you just did.
Uh-oh.
Where do you think all those undead are going to go?
Hopefully to hell.
No, they're going to probably land in your lap. Okay, well, cool. The skeleton's fine. Let's see who got messed up. Goo number 2 took 1, which, I mean, does 2 damage, yeah, and he gets pushed 3. Alright, I guess guess he's soaked 2, took 2. He's pushed 3, smashes into a wall as a result of this. I think I need to roll 2d6 versus 2, 4. Okay, so no crashing damage. Who else failed? Who else botched his rolls?
One of the zombies completely botched.
One of the zombies, he takes the full 3. Soak him. No successes, so that's full 3 damage. 3, no soak. Gone, exploded. And now that I know how to do this, I can do this cool. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Boom. Another undead splatters against the walls. The immense explosion pushes his body with such force. I'm not kidding. Body parts splatter against the wall. Old, desiccated fluids smear like dry paint. Mummy Brown ain't nothing on this. This fine fellow.
Ew.
I think he tied, yes, so he's also up shit creek without a paddle. Actually, you also got this against him. Okie dokie. That's not a success, so this guy's gonna have it real bad. He has a soak versus 4 damage. He succeeds twice, so that's 4 damage. Soaks twice. Injured. Also knocked back 3 paces, so 1, 2, 3. Gonna start attacking Arcus at this point. And Skeleton Man. What did you do? I think you didn't make it. Skeleton Man, 2 successes, he's fine. Yeah, I think that's everyone who matters that I got affected. So basically, the whole battle arena gets recombobulated. Elementalist is around the corner. They don't know what the situation is in there. They stride, they dash on over. Can they actually? Maybe they can try to go for a sprint. For just, oof, ow, oof, oof, oof. They sprint forward, and in all of their reckless abandon, they aim their spell. Gust of wind. In sheer panic, of fear, as they capture themselves on a moment, they unleash an immense blast of energy, which causes everyone in the outpost to immediately become alerted to the fact that something's up. Although, to be fair, they probably have been of all the explosions so far, but at this point, I guess everyone is involved. I guess everyone is involved. Oh, excuse me. I wanted everyone to be involved in this one. I hope your desk is getting nice and full of all the people rolling their initiative.
My computer is literally cannot process this many.
I should probably put a
Needed.
limiter on how much that. I should probably put a harsh limit on that. I thought there was a limit. Like, I know that sometimes it delays dice, so I'm kind of surprised it went for that.
No, it's I love it. It's amusing. It's just that I can hear my fans spin up from all the dice.
I love that your computer can handle a fucking bunch of extremely simplistic 3D dice.
I'm sorry, I didn't build it. Well, I mean, I did build it.
I know, Como. I know your country needs all those fucking 80-year-old EX86s for the war. They need all those old Intels which were once found in wood grain computers.
I would love to have a wood grain computer.
I know who remembers the wood days of wood grain. LGR. All right.
I like LGR.
Everyone in that room has to contend with a massive gust of wind which starts blasting everyone around.
Yes.
Okay. That's 1 success. So that's 2 damage for everyone. All right. Let's have some fun. Place AoE template. Oh, there's no counter.
We just all take that.
Counter.
Okay.
Oh, counter. Roll only with the extra. What? I'm sorry. What? I think they haven't quite figured this out yet, which is fair enough. This is something new, but I don't think it works the way they think it does. All right. I guess I'm gonna have to open this myself and roll speed and weather sense. Luckily, I'm a spellcaster. He rolls 2 successes. The Elementalist is fine. He's fine. Hey, can you guys also roll me speed and weather sense versus 3?
Yes.
So can the Undead.
Speed.
Everyone gets to roll this one for me.
Weather sense.
So, fun fact, technically speaking, I think all these other guys also get, like, concealment benefits on top of range benefits, but we're just gonna not bother with that. I'm not in the mood for the mess you guys are making.
I rolled 2 success.
I'm sorry, Safi.
I'm just gonna say this guy goes dead. I'm not in the mood for processing this kind of information. This is not made for this. I mean, it is. If I had, like, easier access sheets, I could very easily grab hands, fistful of dice, and roll them all, and it'd be great. But I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. What do you roll, Mr. up there, who is not, like, crushed against a wall by this explosion?
Safi, are you doing okay, by the way?
Yes, I'm doing fine. Thank you.
You've been just moody.
I'm very moody because I thought we would get this done today, but instead you guys have made world's biggest mess.
Why didn't you stop me?
Why should I stop you?
Because you also need to have fun.
It's not how this works. Come on. Anyway, this person also gets like launched. I think how much was it? Like 3 feet, 3 paces. It's pretty big, like blast of people getting launched all over the place. It's great, isn't it? It's great. It's fucking great. Oh, do damage. First, you gotta roll me that soak, big boy. 2 damage. Soak 0. Skeleton's injured as he slams and clatters into the wall. All right, what did you roll, Argus and Next Shadow? Did you roll 1 success on speed?
I rolled 2 successes.
I rolled 1 success.
And you're all fine. The explosion is one hell of a pop, and as I mentioned, everyone starts going this direction. All right. Well, I'll just start moving people a little bit, honky dory, and I'll let you decide what you do with the new information. These guys are gonna run. How much can they run? They can run 23 paces. How much did you move? There's like a button for that, right? Oh no, Alt Shift, no. Okay, he moved 15 paces. Okay, so there's some dudes just running in. They're like, oh, what's going on over here? We heard a whole bunch of explosions and probably saw like someone almost. Yeah, the thaumaturge practically flew over the railing. They did actually fly over the railing, so they're like in the shrubs. These guys come running up.
That's
all right.
funny.
All right. The elements is like, oh, this. What do we do? What do you do, Argus and Shadow? There are exploded body parts all over the place. There are rock debris from explosions caused by grenades. There's probably still some smoldering objects from that bright sunburst.
Gosh.
What's the plan,
Let's
kids?
get the hell out of here.
Yes.
What a rescue mission.
There's a door here. Let's go through that door and just close it behind us and run.
Okay. Make sure
They're
it's
coming
not a
here.
dead end.
You're gonna be busy for a minute.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave the comic timing for you to do. Thank you.
You're gonna leave the one?
Shh. You're gonna love this. Shadow, you walk through the door, and the first thing you see is an immense, giant. I want to say a bear of a person, but they are in fact a bear. There's a bear of a bear in the doorway who has in their hands this one hand a big mace and the other hand a big wooden shield, and they see you, and they are excited to see you. They are labeled the boss. I'll let you figure it out on your own as they point their mace towards you and demand that everyone go after the intruders.
I'm throwing a knife at him.
You huck a loogie at him. Luckily, I have quick draw, so you can actually do that. Otherwise, you'd be like, give me the goods. That's a really good roll, all things considered.
If he botches this and I just kill him in one hit, I'm gonna laugh my ass
Let's
off.
see. Well, he has a wooden shield. He actually has like a pretty good chance of dodging. He also gets a bonus D8 from range. Highest is a 9. What's your highest? An 8. Your knife ends up on a shield, and
Oh, I keep forgetting that the highest does matter.
oh yes, it does. Your successes are completely irrelevant. When it comes to resist roll, successes are important, but otherwise it's like highest. The elemental is like pretty much just like Elementals, you have a wizard rod. You could bonk someone on the head with that, right? Do you have melee
Yes.
combat? He does actually have melee combat. Well, fuck it. It's bonking time. Oh, sweet Jesus. I'm sorry, what?
That's a dang good bonk.
He walks up to the goon. The goon is gonna parry because he's like, I don't wanna die. Highest was a 6. What's your highest? A 7. So I guess he deals 2 No, he deals 3 damage. Soak, please. So that's 3. Soak 2. Makes for frightens him by just smacking him with this immense, just metal-tipped rod. Ooh. Argus, what are you doing with your turn? You went after him, I see.
Yeah, I followed him. I saw this guy. Oh no!
What do you do?
I want to see if I have something that is. Well, let's see. How about this one? Oh, it doesn't have a description either.
Illness makes people sick. It makes them fatigued. If I recall correctly, how does fatigue work? I think it works like sickness. It is if someone becomes reeling, they are also knocked down. They're just too tired to stay standing if they are knocked off the. Here we go. Fatigued, reeling causes knockdown. A fatigued component is physically exhausted. Whenever fatigued or sick character is sent reeling, they are also knocked down.
Nice.
So sure, you can make this roll if you want to.
I'm gonna throw it at the boss. First of all, untarget everybody. Target this guy, correct?
Yeah.
And let's.
It's a lot of rolls.
Oh wait, excuse. I don't know why his thing would work for this, but sure.
Ow! Dang it.
He's too big and burly. He just does
Yes.
not give a shit.
Yes.
Why does he get to roll so many defenses? Is that just because it's like a baby's first necromancy attack? Because that's
Probably.
surprisingly often the case. That's atavisms. I need to look for a necromancy. Let's see. Illness. It is indeed. Will, negotiation, 2d6 versus body, with mind, will, endurance, and supernatural, which is a lot considering all it does is make him tired.
God damn it.
Well, the big boss man is gonna make his entrance. He just kind of walks on in. Takes center stage. This is a big boss man. He gets a cool ability called Militia Leader.
Uh-oh.
How does this work? No, that's not it. It's Troop Leader I'm looking for. Troop Leader, effectively, instead of just rallying one person, he can just shout at all of his minions and go, "Stop being afraid, you maggots!" Effectively turning afraid, one of the most useful status effects for ending combat early, into a thing that he doesn't have to worry about. So he'll bark at his elementalist and at the recently afraided goon and tell them to get back to fighting. We got fresh meat on the table.
Damn it. We might have to run. Damn it.
Oh, you want to run, do you? You want to run? Oh, he doesn't rattle them successfully. They're just too far away. I mean, that's not really.
Hold on, we're getting a phone call.
Thank you, Como. The elementalist over here is just gonna hide as a result. And then and then we got two elementalists too again. Why? A fresh elementalist with fresh spell slots comes in. They're gonna ready. They ready themselves a fine spell to hit you with, but whatever it is, you won't know. They just invoke the power, the words of power. You don't have focus anymore. Well, fine. You want to start beating people with sticks? How much did they roll? Oh, I know what elementalist is feeling sassy. Counterattack. No, counterattack. Thank you. Highest is 5. 4, 5. Gotcha. 3 damage. Soak. I want a soak roll out of you. Thank you. Soak roll. Boom. Ooh. So that's 3, but unsoaked. So they're dying.
Sorry, it was the firefighters called me.
What's up?
They said that they've investigated someone was doing an illegal barbecue basically on their balcony.
There's a lot of barbecues here, by the way. Very often it smells like smoke.
They
We
made
can
them
do
illegal here
barbecues there.
because it was like a fire hazard.
I'm still afraid. I'm also reeling. So he's gonna just put up his guard and hope for the best. This fine fellow walks into the room, and he also starts to incant the words of power. Spellcasters aren't common, but let's put it like this. If you are a kind of gang that performs violence or activities that are quaint or strange, you're going to attract wizards at some point.
That's true.
People know that wizards exist. And then well, except for this guy. This guy stumbles into the room and practically bounces off of the guy in front of him because he was reeling at the beginning of combat. A whole bunch of mooks just run into the room.
Oh no.
Okay,
All right.
Our elementalist might need to do a big spell.
This does seem like a good time to throw out one of the remaining things he has. This guy, don't forget Mr. Skeleton's still around. He still wants to kick ass.
He's still kicking ass.
Is he, though? This guy... Why does everyone get focused randomly? Ugh. This guy's gonna counter. He's feeling sassy. He does hit. Skeleton's gonna go down because that's 2 damage. That makes for 4. Skeleton, you better soak. That makes for 4 damage. It's 4 damage. He's soaked too. Skeleton is gone. What did you say about kicking ass?
Well, I mean, he was.
He was, wasn't he? This zombie, sure, why not? Spends his whole action just taking all kinds of actions to get over here. Thaumaturge is in the bushes. Thaumaturge in the bushes. Some dudes like kind of gather up around him, like, hey, get up. The rest of them climb on over, get into in for action. The elementalist like, okay, listen. Listen. I got one more big one. And it's called Ice Storm.
Fingers crossed.
I wouldn't count on it. He's I don't know what he's good at, actually. Now that I think about it. Ice Storm. Oof, gonna be an awkward one to aim.
Hey, I'm exactly not in it.
He invokes the words of power and causes it's like the worst blizzard, chilling the flesh and the bone. When it appears, we call it forth, covering the earth in frozen rain. It's penetrating damage. I forgot. That's actually fucking awful. Actually, like amazing, truth be told. So, anyone who doesn't succeed at this is gonna get really, really hurt. Counter with. No, you don't counter with claws, you idiot. Just god damn it. I don't like how this is.
Claw the rain.
Mind, and he doesn't have. He does have swimming actually. Highest is a 4. One success, he takes. Okay, it takes 2 damage. 2. It takes 2. And then he gets a soak. He's fine. Don't worry about him. He's a big, tough guy. However, he does lose his focus because guess what? He was sent reeling. Because even 0 damage still fucks you up. Oh boy. Okay. I'm just gonna do this by hand. I think 2 successes, right? Okay. Failure. Success. What about you guys? What's your speed? 6. Failure. Failure. This guy's a failure? He's a D8. Ooh, he's a D8. And he's a swimming D6. Okay, so this guy rolls a bit more. This guy's fine. The others, all mostly failures and stuff. What's your soak looking like? So I can just pull this off the cuff. Your soak is 3d6. Gotcha. 1 success rolling against... I think you are the guy with 1 success, which means you take 2 damage. It's penetrating. Wait. Ignore armor. So we're just going to say that he take 2. Ow! He's afraid! He loses his calm. I forgot it's penetrating. So
He lost his chill.
get out of here. Practically all the goons are sent flying by this. But
Well, that's good. That gets rid of some problems.
Shirley. I said don't call me Shirley.
I'll
And-
count on you. Don't call me Shirley.
Oh, no, not 21 damage. 2 damage. All right.
Just fucking detonates.
Well, that's what he got to do on his turn. Argus and Shadow. What do you do?
Gosh.
Hey, Argus.
Oh. Yes.
Go.
Oh, we're running?
No. What are we doing? Because
Oh.
a lot of these guys are hurt now.
Well,
Should we
I
spell?
have one thing that I could use,
Argus,
which is
what is
yes.
it?
Well,
I was wondering when you were going to start bringing back the dead.
I wasn't because we were sneaking. I was not like comfortable bringing undead that might backfire. Now it doesn't matter if it backfires. I think.
All right. Give me the goods.
Okay. How do I? There's no roll button, unfortunately.
There's no roll button. Will, leadership, and 2d6 versus 3d6.
1 second. Will.
Shall I do it for you?
Leadership.
And you open the... Yeah, and at the top... I don't know if you can roll target number. I'll just roll some 3d6 for you.
Okay.
Rolling versus 6, so will, leadership, and 2d6. You better get a 7.
Okay. Hold on. Will.
Leadership and a bonus 2d6.
Yep. Okay. 2d6. There.
Oh, you did it.
Nice.
All right then. Do you want a zombie or a skeleton?
Zombies are gonna be spookier, so let's go with a zombie.
Let's see. It becomes a hurt, injured marionette. So not that, not that, not that, but he is a marionette. Marionette means that you have to control him, but there he is. There's now an undead in the room.
Yes.
It's like here-ish. I don't fucking know where the corpses are.
Well, I mean, one of the corpses wake up. I will probably raise whichever's closest to
What do
him.
you want this dead guy to do?
Well, I want him to basically use this distraction, rush the boss, distract him, and then help Shadow from the other side. And then next thing, I'm gonna run over and bonk him over the head with a stick. Or alternatively, prepare Torment again, and try Torment.
So fun part is that Undead have a thing called pack tactics. I forgot about that, but it makes them extremely dangerous when there's lots of them. They would have probably fucked those guys up at the door a lot more if I remembered that they have that.
That's okay. They were a little disorganized.
Very disorganized. Also, I had to deal with like 3 different parties and all this whole shit going on, because, you know.
I'm sorry. It's okay.
Sala,
do it next
by the
time.
way, where did all your bombs go? You got 2 of each grenade, by the way, not 1.
Oh wait, so I have another one.
You should have, yes.
Okay, so I have one more pepper bomb then, because I used up all my grenades.
Where did you use the other one?
I used 2 of them on that first group.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, this guy doesn't. You know what? He'll fine. He gets a throw punch. I'll let him throw a punch. The boss is just gonna parry because he doesn't consider this guy a threat. He's just a little baby man. Shunk. Get out of here, little baby man. Run to Papa. Shadow, your turn. What do you do?
Okay, well I'm gonna use that other pepper bomb. Right here.
Huck it.
Can you try including the boss also?
If I threw it right here, I can actually include them, so I'll throw it there.
Reach is like this-ish, so it'll be like over here-ish.
Okay, yeah,
Nice.
so I will do that, so I can hit all of them.
That's utterly terrifying. All right, roll me the attack roll. Speed dodge versus oof. Everyone gets the roll for dodging. I need to remember.
Bam!
Wait,
Ooh,
give me like a very brief moment because I remember a module that is going to save my goddamn life in this context. It's called
that's
Pop
also
Out.
a really good roll.
Pop Out is available. Why can't I? I want to pop this out. Let me pop it out. How do I pop out the windows again? Wah. I just want to pop them out. It makes my life so much easier. Fine. Boss man. Oh, I forgot his. Yeah, well, he does not have world's greatest rolls on that. And he doesn't even make a soak roll, so he gets fucked up a lot. Yeah, does 3 damage. He's injured, afraid, and reeling as an explosion hits him in the back and pushes him 3 feet, so he just tumbles over this undead. Okay, what does everyone else have to say?
I can imagine it's like that bullying tactic where the zombie's actually on all fours and he just trips over him. Amusing. Gosh.
A whole bunch of people just got exploded. To be fair, I imagine it's all the cutlery in the freaking room. Excuse me, this guy has.
Yes.
And the tables that they can trip over.
So that's 1 success, and that's it. And this guy in the back, what's yours looking like, buddy? Don't like that. Don't like that. So to put it bluntly, they all take 3 damage. No, wait, they take 4 because it's damage plus 1. Sure.
And they all get launched. Except that guy.
So you have like reeling bonus against all of them. Let me roll. Alright, so he takes 5 damage. He soaks for 2. 5 damage, soaks for 2. He's dead on the ground. You watch his body fall limp and then get flung across the room.
Holy shit, we need to get you all the grenades in the world.
Grenades
These things
are
are very expensive.
they're A, expensive,
know.
and B, illegal.
I know.
The term this game uses is proscribed.
Nothing that we do is technically illegal.
Oh yeah, reeling bonus. Okay. So that is probably another dead man. 5 damage, 2 soak.
He also tripped over the undead and then died on a rock. We call that the Dick Grayson.
I don't want to hear about Dick Grayson. Oh dear God, he's soaked nothing. Okay. Remember that cool rule I talked about called overkill?
Mhm.
You're about to see what happens when that happens to someone. So he gets overkilled. Everyone near him is afraid. They lose their shit no matter what as they see this man. You know how that zombie went? This is how he went. He went like that zombie. He just went.
Gross.
Elementalist, I think you
Yeah.
got success, so that's 3 damage. Soak time. You know, on the plus side, it makes all these attacks feel so big. Let's see, 2 successes plus 3, that makes 3 damage. Soak 1. Injured. They're also like launched into the wall.
Holy crap.
Hello, new friend.
Spellbinder, what were you doing? You had a 3, you didn't even succeed, so you have to soak against 4 damage. All right, that's better than nothing. Oh, wait, excuse me. There's one more thing I forgot. Okay, takes an extra. Excuse me. Excuse me. So he's afraid. He took 4 damage and he's soaked too. So he's actually injured and he's flung out of the room. Guy in the back. Let's roll this one for you too. All right, let's take care of this. Gosh, them being reeling has really put them off guard. Last guy. Here we go. Tied 0 dice.
Another explosion.
No, he's just dead. He just turns into a corpse that doesn't get up. That explosion killed 4 people.
It nearly killed.
There's
a couple
also
others.
a table that has been turned to. I don't know if the table turned to splinters, but probably like very wrecked. Even with resistances, I think the table's like ruined. It's just split in the middle. There's cutlery all over the place. There's food. Necromancer, have you taken your turn yet? I think I've forgotten with how everyone's flying around the
I
place.
raised the zombie and then I had him attack the guy, the boss. Also, talk about turning the tables.
Get out of here. Oh.
Okay.
Listen, he goes for it.
He's gone forever.
Parry. His highest roll is not enough, so he goes bonk. All right. Well, time to go for the bad guy's turn. Pretty much all the bad guys have to unreel themselves. The elementalists takes an action to take out their sword, and they, in their dazzling confusion, just swing at you. Shadow, how do you respond? Here you go.
I would like to parry.
Parry, go ahead. You just have to roll a 3 or higher. You're fine.
Nice.
What else happens? Well, the spellbinder in the back has to recover himself first, and then he can move back into the room. I think he's like over here because he can't even go that far. There's a lensless around the corner. They'll peek out real fast, and they're gonna create air at the big guy over there. At him. What do you have to say about that? What's speed, attack versus defense? No, not soak. I want you to roll dodge, man. Get out of there. You better dodge. Ooh, that's enough to beat all dice. Wow. And then it's kind of. This guy over here is. He's gonna run. He just runs. He takes his whole turn and just books it the fuck out of there. The guys outside are unsure what to do. There's an undead in front of the door, and they're very careful with it. Big boss man has to recover. He's still afraid. And I don't think he can unafraid himself. Or can he? Does he have one of those? He does have one of those fun abilities. He gets mad.
He has reason now.
He doesn't have reason. No, enraged. It's berserk is the bad one. He becomes enraged. This removes his afraid status, and he's immune to the next afraid that he becomes. Because he's just that kind of angry, I guess. There you go. And now that he's mad, sufficiently so. You know what? He's got this nice, lovely boy in front of him. He hoists his mace high and decides that he's going to pound this boy into a pulp.
No, don't take our boy to Pound Town.
Parry! Highest was a 5. So that's 2 successes. That makes for 4 damage. Elementalist, you better have armor. 4 damage. Oof. 4, 1. Okay, cool. Elementalist tumbles backwards as he gets a big fat bruise and welt on him. I think that's everyone. Yep. Elementalist recovers. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna try to finish off the boss. So one action would be to order the zombie, attack him, and then, gosh, I guess prepare the torment again to attack him next turn, because that's all.
Undead goes in for the back. Goes in for that masterful swing.
Nice.
Oh, I forgot. People might have tactics dice, which sometimes apply. They don't come up a lot, because I don't think I gave anyone tactics. Yeah, it doesn't come up much. Basically, I forgot to mention this, but if you ever have tactics dice for any reason, they're basically your flanking dice. So that's nice. Let's see. That is, your highest die is a 7. Boss is a bit busy. He's trying to keep himself alive. So guess what? He's going to take full advantage of that big cover die that he has, because he has a big shield. Shadow, what do you do?
I'm going to join in on this.
Yes. Help save him.
And I'm going to go for the stab, because he can't retreat. I'm going to fail at rolling good.
Hey, just have to hope that he doesn't roll anything higher than an 8. Somehow he
Did.
didn't.
Yes.
Wow, he rolled worse than me.
He can't actually. Okay, cool. That's 3 damage. He has to 3 damage. He soaks. He's injured. He's also reeling. What's this big thing? Oh, yeah, because he's mad. So no afraid, but he also is no longer enraged. He's bleeding, but he's still full of anger. Roar. I'm not gonna put toughness on this. He can still hold up. He can still hold up. Elementalist, there's not much you can do with what you have left. Is there? He stumbles back and hurls this door shut. Bad guy's turn again. First, Argus, you have to contend with the Elementalists. They come charging at you, sword high. Whoosh!
Damn it.
And really bad.
Argus, what do you react with? Do you dodge? Do you parry? Or do you counter?
Can you go over again because I haven't been attacked yet in this?
Dodges uses your speed and dodge dice. Parry
Mhm.
uses your melee combat and body dice for the most part.
Mhm.
Counters are the same, but with parries you benefit from cover or the parry trait. So if you're using your Wizarding Rod, which I think you are, your parry has a
Yeah.
bonus d12.
Oh.
Or
Okay.
you can counter attack him, and he
With a
rolled
save
extremely
stick.
poorly, so you'd have a chance to hit
Yes.
him.
Yes. Well, okay. Yeah. In that case, I'm gonna try to bunk him over the head with the counter. So I just press counter. Counter with not with torment. With
Wizard's Rod.
wizard's rod. And no extra die. It should automatically account for it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's actually been very good at that.
Okay. Okay. Let's try it. That's
So you both hit each other. In case of a tie and a counter, both parties smack each other.
shouldn't it have
Simultaneously.
1d12 there because it's not giving me a 1d12.
Why would you get a 1d12?
You just told me that it would.
On a parry, you get a 1d12 from your Wizarding Rod. It's called a parry d12.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. Well, so you are you gonna retreat?
Yes.
Okay, then you strike backwards. You only take 2 damage. So roll me your soak.
Hold on.
Well, you clonk them out with your stick.
Yes. What damage do I take?
What's your soak? Oh, there we go.
I just rolled.
Nothing.
Yeah.
In that case, you just take 2 damage, and
Ugh.
you've lost your chill, and your head's
Yeah.
spinning.
Yes.
But you took out the guy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What does combat save help against again? I think it's just like the big ones. Yeah, it's only the big ones.
Yes. If I'm gonna be like dying, I can just make it not dying instead.
Shadow, you have to take your turn yet, have you? You have, right? Yeah, you have. Oh, we're in the back.
Yeah, I
turn
did. I
now.
attacked the dude.
On the bad guy's turn now. And then just in the corners, like taking care of themselves. Undead, how about we just see what you do against this guy? Let's just keep it nice and simple. No, I don't want you to punch. I want you to counter punch because I think that makes a hell of a lot of sense. Taking up that guard. Come on, roll me the. Oh dear God. That's damage +1. Guys are retreating. I don't know how the skeleton's capable of doing this, but like a whole bunch of guys like swarm him, and they quickly learn that one Zambarini can hold his ground quite well. God damn.
He's doing good.
Well, that's the thing, is zombies have Vengeful Fighter. Whenever they're hurt, and they're always hurt because they're zombies, they get a bonus d... Is that a... I know that Die Hard stacks, but does Vengeful Fighter stack? Does not stack. Alright. So yeah, whenever Undead have this, an Undead basically gets to cheat. This is why Undead are dangerous in groups, because they have one pack tactics, or at least zombies have pack tactics. And when they counter, they hit like a truck, where they can overcome almost any resistance. So fighting Undead is dangerous business. And since they're simple things, they tend not to dodge, which makes them easy targets, I guess. Alright, let's see. Let's roll some attacks here, actually. Cool. So he just... I don't know what this Undead is doing, but he's like beating up everyone around him.
That's funny.
Like everyone near this zombie just gets punched and decked and thrown all over the place. I don't know how he's doing it, but that's zombies for you. He's blinded, so it makes it all the funnier. The curtain blows shut. It's your turn again. We are almost a minute into this fight. What a mess it's been.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Um.
I got a move I want to use on the boss.
What do you want to do?
I'm going to switch to my mace because I'm going to use Knockout Strike.
I would not recommend using Knockout Strike.
None
I
of this
will.
guy?
The problem with Knockout Strike is that he basically gets to roll his soak dice twice, and in case you forgot, this guy has a lot to soak with.
Okay, good point. I will accept this logic.
Like, he will almost he's just mad.
So for the tactics dice, you said that's essentially flanking.
Yeah, as long as
Is there a way I
anyone
can-
else that's angry is fucking him up, you get your tactics.
Okay, so I get tactics on this. Too.
Yes.
I'm stabbing.
All right, don't forget your bonus for reeling. Don't forget your bonus for tactics.
Okay, so what are those to add?
You get a d6 for your tactics, because that's a skill. It's on the list. And for reeling, it's
Okay.
d8. Oh, wait, yeah, reeling characters can't counter. So, even if that were the case. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to roll a little better, because this guy has very good defenses.
Damn shield.
The big problem is that he
berry.
has shield fighter and armored fighter. Shield fighter in particular makes his shield a d12.
Okay,
So-
then it's everybody else's turn now.
Now, may I recommend, do you have veteran? I don't think you do. Okay,
I do, I think.
No, you don't.
Oh.
I recognize the icon on site. All right. Argus, what do you do?
Walk in and use that torment I prepared.
Get
On
out
the
of your
boss.
dead body. You scoot on in and you give the undead, the big boss, a big old zap.
Yes. Okay, let me put it up here.
Unlimited power.
Yes. He's still targeted. Attack with torment. Yes. Fingers crossed. Yeah!
Nice.
That is one success, but it is penetrating.
That's a lot of fucking. rolls.
Unfortunately, in case you forgot, oh god,
Yeah, he's gonna soak.
this is already. Wait, I forgot to mention that this is weak, so he gets another roll.
Ugh.
He's fine.
Oh, damn it.
However, he is reeling again. Oh wait, yeah.
No, at least
Technically-
I'm wasting his time.
Yeah, he's big and listen. He has a thing called Die Hard. Let me show you this gift. He's got Die Hard. As long as he's hurt and injured, he gets a bonus d6 on all of his soak rolls. He's tough. He can take it. I mean, he literally has a toughness as well, so he can take it.
Yeah.
The elementalists taking their turn yet? No, but they're afraid, so they can't do much. They're just gonna. I guess they're gonna. No, they can't get rid of it, but they're gonna refresh their element. Oh, they already have it refreshed. They're gonna ready it. They're going to kind of taunt him, like, hey, hey, hey. Because there's, again, you can counter with spells that you've readied into your rod. Shadow took your turn, yes.
Yep, I did my stab and then take out blocked.
Big guy gets mad. He wants to finish off this Fennec. Let's see, Fennec, which one's your best one again? Are you good with Weather Sense? D8 and that. Presence? D8 and that. Oh, yeah, I think I gave you D8 on all the things. Yeah, I just made him like, he's good at all elements. Although digging is apparently his specialty, so I guess he's using a
He's
nerf spell.
truly the Avatar.
You know what? We'll just say that over the course of all these. Nah. You know what? We'll play it a little bit more by ear. We'll play this out one nice. Stone Hurlant. That's what he's countering with. This guy comes in close. It's like, oh, I'm gonna smash you to a bloody pulp, little boy. Throws all of his weight into the swing. 6 is the number to beat. Your highest roll is an 8. So that is 4 damage. Let's see what the soak roll has to say.
So wait, how do the numbers and number of successes count this? Because the boss like can succeed on only one, but get one higher.
What do you mean?
Oh wait, okay, that was the response. Sorry, I was confused.
Yee.
I got my
He's set
order
reeling
operations
anew
off.
as he's hit with this massive boulder. However, now he's afraid. So he can't actually initiate his own attacks anymore. Elementalist to the back scurries over to the wall. I think there's a spellbinder over here. What do you have in your back? What spells did I give these guys anyway? Oh, just the basic stuff? Does Eyebite inflict Berserk or was it Enrage? Enrage is not so good. Confusion, Ataxia was slowed. Okay, we'll say that Perplex is what he's got. Argus, you are stricken with nothing.
Oh.
He doesn't roll any successes. His spell utterly fails. He's just too off beat. Also, he can't attack because he's afraid. So I guess he's just kind of awkwardly standing around. Cool. Let's see what the zombies outside has to say about the whole situation around him. He's still guarding, so he has like the guard dice on all of his counters. I don't know why the zombie is taking such intelligent moves all of a sudden, but I guess we all have those kinds of days where we just kind of like he's too busy defending to keep himself busy anyway. So he has 2d12 on all of his. Whereas an extra d8. Oh god, I don't know who that guy is. I don't know who that guy is, but I don't think he's gonna have a good day. 4 out of 2, huh? Cool. We'll just roll for this guy and see where we go from there. Highest is a 7. They can't beat that. Highest is 11. So this zombie is somehow keeping off like multiple dudes.
Yes.
I don't know how he's doing that, but he's just like swinging all over.
Okay, we're gonna have to deal with that later.
There's a murder zombie outside. I mean,
Like we finish the boss off, and this zombie comes in and we're saying.
the problem is that the zombie gets 2d12 extra. One, is he a veteran? Or did I just look the wrong guy? No. He gets a d12, and he gets a d8. He has a 25% chance for guarding to go higher than anything they can roll, and Vengeful Fighter has a 50% chance to be higher than anything they can roll. So, on top of the d8 he has from his body and the d6 he has from brawling, like, zombies, man. Zombies. You don't fight them in melee, and they're realizing this. And like every arrow that sticks out of him just kind of awkwardly hangs there, because he's a zombie. His arrows aren't as bad for him. Which is mostly just the fact that zombies have resolve. They're tough things. It's terrifying what's going on outside. I think the leader guy did his move, so yeah, it's your turn again. I don't want to know what's going on outside.
Played by ear, literally. I'm gonna send the zombie to attack the guy again.
He's reeling. Go for it.
Yes. No, I can't actually move him. There you go.
Zombie, give it a go. I know you can do it. I believe in you, zombie. I believe in that mighty fist of yours.
I feel like that other one.
God damn it.
I mean, he has to parry. He has to... Yep. Okay, cool. He's fine.
Damn it.
Your turn is over. Shadow guy, what do you do?
I'm gonna get this guy down eventually.
Please. Please.
Go
I
ahead.
beg you.
Roll against 7s and 8s. This guy's got it. Down pat. Don't forget the bonus d8 from reeling, in case it didn't include that. Ooh. That's a
Oh,
tie.
shit.
Now, I haven't brought this up yet because it's mostly irrelevant. If you tie, and the defender has to retreat, or the tie breaks in your favor. So, that is one... Why does it say 2 successes? Oh, because it's going against 3. Yeah, you hit him once. You do 3 damage. So yeah.
Does he have anywhere to retreat?
No,
Nope,
but
that's
he has...
why it worked in my favor.
But he has Bonkers Soak. He stumbles into the wall. He's all confused and dazed. Since there's really no one to interrupt you here, and the Spellbinder's about to run away because he sees his boss getting repeatedly shanked against the wall.
It's like a fucking gang war.
Listen, as anyone can tell you, you can stab a bear 1,000 times and it just keep going. So
Bears are tough.
at this point, I'm gonna see if the zombie can keep himself alive, and if he can, you just this is you just. Oh god, this fucking zombie's a madman.
Like I said, Super Saiyan zombie.
I don't know what's.
He's gonna evolve into the
I would like to
actual.
point out that the zombie is a horse. Like they were part of the old defenders of this place, and this place, as it was implied, used to be owned by the Avaux du Bois, who were valiant horse knights. They are the traditional knights in this setting. They're also French, or at least a lot of their nomenclature is French. A lot of it is, and I guess this guy is like defending it, and it's one hell of a show outside.
I know.
Yeah, I posted his. We're gonna kill the boss. That horse is going to evolve into the true boss.
It's
And he's
like
gonna have the Doom theme.
it's like a martial arts movie, except the actual martial arts is just very slow. There's just knives sticking out of him, but every time he does land a punch, it's like One Punch Man.
One punch.
Like a
Gosh.
guy comes in with his mace and he just blocks and just goes.
If I survive this, is it possible for me to try and control that one guy?
I want that one.
So,
That one, yeah, it's badass.
but first, since the guy is afraid and he's in like a position where he can't move, we're just gonna say that this is the point where Shadow just goes until he gets in there.
Eventually, I take him down.
Eventually, by raw attrition, this guy bleeds out all over the ground. It takes longer than it has any right to. Argus, while Shadow is just perforating this man
Yes.
to get rid of all his blood.
Yes.
It's going to take more stabs than inches on a hyperpenis, but never thought I'd be saying that. Listen, that thing has
That's
to
a
be
new
full
way
of
to
blood.
describe
It
it.
has to be full of blood. That's the amount of
I
blood
mean-
you get out of this guy.
I mean, yes. I mean, I don't mind you making this sort of comparisons because they're spicy and funny. Plus,
Argus, what do you
there's
do
no,
during this? Come on.
there are no normies in this game. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dramatically turn around, point at this guy. I'm gonna send my zombie against him if he's. Oh, wait, he's dead, right?
He's running.
He's running away, so your zombie just goes after him.
Yes. That's
Also,
exactly
I posted
what
the video of what's happening with the zombie out there.
You know what? We'll say that like the zombie gets one punch in before this guy leaves. Ooh.
Yes.
Oh dear God, this poor guy.
Wait, hold on. I have. Oh. I have to show you something. Something
Oh,
super
that's
silly.
that's awful. Oh, that's awful. Holy shit! That's 3 damage, 5 damage. Oh,
So the zombie just murdered that man.
the zombie. Oh well, no, he didn't murder him. I think he overkilled him. Yeah, he overkilled him. I entered the damage wrong. That was 5 damage, and he soaked 1. So he's overkilled. The zombie, on the one punch he gets, brains him.
Just the zombie just walks in covered in blood.
Ugh. No, it collapses. Animation is like a short-term Undead creation kit. Brain Dead Divine it. Oh god, that one.
Yes.
He fights with the Lord.
No. I kick ass for the Lord. That's exactly 40 seconds. He says it. It's great. I love this little show so much. Well, not a show, movie. It's so dumb, but it's so like zesty. I love it.
I love how he's lit. They put so much effort into it. Oh. Trying to make his story. Zombies kicking ass. So,
Yes.
at some point, this guy is a corpse on the ground, and the guys outside have run away because they're afraid of this Saiyan zombie that they have to deal with.
Yes.
What do you all do? Or shall we
Well, now
just do
go
the
find
wrap
the
up?
person we're here to get.
Cool.
Yeah, just dust ourselves off.
You are
Look at the
sweating
carnage.
bullets.
Yes, I definitely am. Patch ourselves up and then go look for the guy that we need to
In case
save.
you forgot, because I imagine you did, there are multiple bodies that exploded and got splattered on the walls. There's a table that got completely trashed and ruined. This is all kind of, there's the smell of smoke in the air in some places.
Yes.
There's ice and sleet in part of the room.
Yes.
I'll give you credit. You left one hell of an impression.
Hey.
So there
We're
was only
trying.
what could go wrong. This is why you don't fight zombies with melee weapons. But that's the irony. Most ranged weapons, by the way, are critical. So if you're dealing with a skeleton that wants to fight you, let me look this one up. Let me just. I don't think you fully understand like what I mean with this,
Uh-oh.
because I think you
Roll.
have a right to know this.
Roll some roll throughs.
If you are fighting a skeleton, skeletons are immune to afraid, critical, fatigued, impaling, sick, slaying, and terrified. So basically, you need to have a weapon that doesn't have a damage modifier. So ranged weapons are out. You have to fight them in melee. They are brawling fighters, so they can use their punches, just like that, or their horns. They might have horns or claws, which are extra deadly compared to a punch. So they also have pack tactics, which means they get a bonus D8 if you're standing next to their friends. But they also they can get. If a creature that uses pack tactics guards and an ally next to them uses guards, I think the way it works out is they get a bonus d12. So they have 2d12 bonus. And they just counter you. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about what happens if you fight two skeletons who are like buddy copping it out.
Buddy copy.
In case you didn't catch that, they get a bonus 2d12 on all their counters. So, like, if all you have is a d6, you're
not beating
screwed.
them. Yeah.
They have to fail 2 coin flips to completely overcome whatever else you got. The Skellabros. Immune to arrows.
Yes.
Deadly in CQC.
Remember that silly thing where like a cook is like punching it with a Gen fork? It's like, first of all, you're being an asshole right now.
It can get even better. If you're a skeleton and you do this tactic, you can also take counter tactics, and you can get silly about it. So if you take counter tactics, whenever your enemy gets to use their tactics dice, like they're flanking you, aka not flanking, but no, multiple threatening, you can use your tactics dice. So you can get tactics dice on top. It's just...
There you go, I found it. We should pin it.
Okay, for sure, you told Dick right now. And then he karate chops the pitchfork handle, because that's...
Yeah, that's the only acceptable response to that.
I just love the one guy who's using his candles. What
Yes.
does he hope to achieve?
Fire.
I mean, I guess bones do burn. At some point, you managed to find... I had a whole other thing planned, but I want to get this out of my fucking way right now. I think this is the best way to end this. I had a hag fight planned, because this is the end, and we're doing a one-shot. So you get to ask any question you like about whatever you want, and I'll give you the straight answers, because that's how
Okay,
one-shots
is the guy actually alive still? Is he okay?
So Lord Tybalt would be dead if you took too long, or well, he'll be transported. Because the way this was working is the big boss man that you fought.
Mhm.
I guess it makes sense considering how freaking immortal he was during this whole fight. I did not think he would turn out that durable.
Yeah, he was a tank.
Problem is he has big armor. Like his armor dice gets upgraded, and he also has Shield Fighter, which makes his shield a D12, and he has Resolve. So his soak dice are the D10 from his body, the D8 from his will. He's already a tougher guy, and then he has the Die Hard. So effectively, everything goes his way. And even if you do enough damage, don't forget he has toughness, that he can exhaust once per fight to just go, nah.
Well, if that pepper bomb hadn't worked on him, I'm afraid of what would have happened in this fight.
This is one of the few people who could reliably step on a grenade and be like, nothing pathetic. You fool! I was already alive. Because he gets the quote wrong. Because actually, he does have a mind of D8, so he's probably pretty witty. Villains? No, he's not a villain. He's just an elite. I think he made him an elite. He's not a villain because if he's a villain, he gets a saving gift. But yeah, I had a hag planned. The whole thing is that he is kidnapping people for a hag, who is, by the way, the wife. We'll say that took care off screen because she realized, holy shit, those guys have a murder skeleton on their side. I need to get out of here.
I'm not afraid of those ones, but that thing.
That
scares
what
me.
I was planning is that you got through this a bit easier, and then outside you'd find her, and she'd be like, "Yeah, you fools!" But I guess she probably got her ass kicked by the skeleton. She thought like, one zombie.
I could take this myself.
There's one horse skeleton that just killed an entire army of people. I am going to hate myself if I don't try to convert him. Can I convert
Oh no,
him?
it's already gone. It's wandered off on its own journey of self-discovery.
Oh.
Nah, you probably.
It has to go and train to become a zombie skeleton god.
You know what? Since this is a one shot, we'll say that you meet again on the day of Destiny.
Oh my god, that would be funny.
He's our ultimate final villain.
Oh my god.
It's one zombie.
It's like, look, it
You
went for
find-
the forest, killing like squirrels and whatnot.
Anyway,
and
the point is you
gained
find
enough experience.
Lord
Yeah.
Tybalt in a hole. Now, the fun part
Yeah.
is if you had gone to those caves, if you had like gone that route, you would have actually been able to just walk up to him and take him out because there is indeed like
Oh, great.
not that
That's
it's
silly.
not that it's open. You would have had to go through a cave and like get a bar,
Mhm.
a set of metal bars out of the way. But you could have visited him and been like, hey. So yes, this guy was giving a hag people, who was pretending to be the wife of the Lord Tybalt, and she was like, because Ironclaw implicitly has the concept of magical metaphor. The way vampires work is through magical metaphor. They suck out the life force, and blood is the metaphor for it. So you need fresh blood. And because of that, I imagine that if you take someone's son like that and you sacrifice it, then a certain extra magical power gets involved. It's all weird stuff. Something you don't get in D&D because of the rules making it sound way more concrete than it is. So she's like, hey, if I get this guy's son, extra energy for me. And in return, she promised this big bear guy immortality or something like that. You know, what everyone always goes after. The cheap stuff.
Immortality? You're old Damascus. I'm getting 2 immortalities.
Jeez. Argus, why does your friend, your mom let you have 2 immortalities?
Let you have 2 immortalities. It
And
was
he's
a
older-
joke from. It was a joke from Helsing where like the government officials said, it's like, well, I'm getting immortality. Fuck you, I'm getting 2 immortality.
I like the idea of you
God,
holding like
Helsing
2
will take the bridge.
Necronomicons.
Yes.
All right, are there any questions you would like to ask?
Yes. So, let me think about it for a sec. Well, first of all, I'm actually kind of curious about the history of this place, but that can, like, you can
About the
just copy and
fortress?
blend. Yeah.
What I personally had in mind is that this Cage d'Arbre is the Howling Castle. Was once due to the way the border shifted. This was once an Avoirdupois outpost, and as the Avoirdupois, they just sat here. And at some point, the Doloro came in and they took it over. They took it back, or was it? And border shifted. So at some point, this castle lost its strategic value. It became less important and less significant for defending the land. So it got abandoned basically after the siege that happened and the whole thing got messy. Although it's hard to say if the Doloro were the ones who got kicked out or otherwise. The point is, it was abandoned and full of corpses. It was called the Howling Castle because the wind blows through. It's a skeletal fortress, so it just makes this big
Whooshing sound. Yeah. Okay.
from
that makes
very
sense.
far away, like a subsonic one that people with keen ears can hear for miles.
That makes sense.
But if you're a bandit, it's a defensible location that makes for a good hideout.
Yes. Well, what happened to the guy who was sleeping in the kitchen? Is he still there?
He's still asleep.
I think everything considered, since he hasn't come out yet, I guess he's still just asleep.
Wait, we tied him up.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay. Fair enough. We did tie him up, so
Yeah,
we
there are
should
2
untie
people
him.
who survived.
the 2 people who
Okay.
survived were ironically the ones who didn't get involved in anything.
Okay. So
yeah, the
here's
ones
an
that we
idea.
tied up and left hidden around.
So here's an idea that I have.
What is it?
We hire them.
This is a place with some interesting history concerning, the rituals and stuff. I
Mhm.
want to stay and investigate, if anything. Maybe even settle down here.
So
after
wait,
we're done.
we're just stealing it.
Well, I'm stealing it. I don't know. You're free to. If you don't want to hang around and have a cool base that's called the Howling Castle, then yeah.
And
But
has connections to other parts of the city.
yes, and it has like insane rituals and cool history and all that.
I mean, hey, the guy is paying you 10 orals or like 240 days of labor, so unskilled
That's-
labor, I think. So yeah,
And there's
Yeah.
probably other stuff in here that we can use for money. So yeah, we hire those 2 goons who are left.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Untie the guy and say, hey, you want to sleep in our kitchen?
Hey, this place belongs to us now. What about our boss? He'll kick your ass.
It's like we could.
There's a pile of meat over there that used to be in.
No. Can you imagine he says that and then like Argus peeks in and he's just wearing like the like a bear helmet.
no,
It's like,
I,
huh?
I like the idea of like you turn him into a water skin. You're like, you know what? He's a bad bat because he's just so full of holes.
Yeah, Look, Brian, could you have stabbed somewhere that wasn't, exactly 2 inches from all the other stab wounds?
That's funny. That's silly. I really like this. This is neat. We got paid. We did the thing. Is it possible for us to come back to these characters and to these stories later?
I mean, hey, hell, why not? Although, if we are doing something again, it might be fun if you make your own character. But first, you're not going to ask about the weird habits the rats had. The ones in the underground.
I was going to get to
base.
that next, actually.
So, what I had in mind for the rat trap is that guy that got exploded?
Mhm.
Let me see if I can find the information on this. He's not related to any of this. He's just like I like the idea of like he's just a guy who was there. Let me
You
see.
killed a random employee.
He's not a nice guy though. At the moment, the rat trap is run by the Mind Master. Using his mastery over mind, and so he's a green and purple wizard, he can make himself invisible and unnoticeable. His goals are purely selfish. He wants to use the depot to acquire more information. Thus, he brainwashed everyone there and began to do dark dealings. A trip you know that he isn't involved in the kidnapping. The most he knows is that the victims are shipped off to the sewer hideout under Becker's Bakery, and how to get there. So, effectively, the reason everyone is acting up so much is because he mesmerized them and put like subconscious commands in their brain so that they can't figure it out.
Wait, so the Mind Master, the guy who manipulates minds, got his head exploded.
I mean, to be fair, most people's heads would explode if you hit him with a boulder going at.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but it's just the
yeah.
irony.
It's funny. Yeah.
Doesn't break the spell though, because separate effect. Well, technically, it would have break when mesmerism is you reprogram the brain a little bit. Actually, let me read mesmerism to you because it's a funny status effect. Because give me a moment, my brain. Okay, listen. Ironclaw is usually pretty fetish free, but I really do want to read this section before I read the mesmerizing section because I'm not the only one who noticed this, right? Like, okay, please steal your. Like, I get where they're coming from. I get it. All right, Ironclaw. I get where you're coming from. I think it's cute. I think it makes sense. It's adorable. But it just reads like fetish fuel, man. Let me see if I can find this freaking version. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Now with adventure. I haven't dragged this one over yet. Here we go. They made an adventure, and let me be very clear. I have to say this marketplace is beautiful. I love what's in here. It's like, oh, they have liquid rubber, and they use it to paint it on their paw pads because it helps them walk. And they sell smoke bombs, and they smell hunter's draught, which makes you smell different. These are more interesting magic items you can just buy at a fucking store than most things you find in D&D 5e adventures.
Yeah.
And they're just like, this is just shit they make. Here, it's even like, hey, listen, if you buy shit, you're going to get fresh and dried fish. And they're going to sell you savory insect kebabs. It's great. It really...
This is nice.
Oh, here's the part that I really like too. If you make great friends with them, Maine Dwarves are avid gossipers, so they'll recognize you if you're a Maine Dwarf too, aka those weird long-legged fox things. Once this connection is established, one of the more approximate relations will appoint himself to guide to all delights of the town. Maine Dwarfs establish status through hospitality, so it is a prestigious honor to host a distant relation who brings stories of exotic lands. The character, and now by extension the rest of the party, will be shown off to the town as much as they are shown it. A feast will certainly be prepared, and various colorful friends invited. The party will also be fussed over, having worn clothing replaced and equipment mended, so as to establish how well the host treats his guests. The Maine Wolf are quite open about this tradition and will yap at length about glorious guests of yore. I love it. It's so cute.
It is cute.
Ugh. However, any visitor who befriends the locals is considered fair game for being adopted as above. That's great. But, unfortunately, I mentioned this part that I didn't like. Header. If someone is caught stealing from the marketplace, thieves face unique punishment in Puku Etima. Stealing is considered the behavior of little children. The captured offender is wrapped in layers of swaddling cloth and kept at the marketplace to be cooed and tickled mockingly by the townsfolk. The duration of punishment The duration of the punishment increases the degree of correction deemed necessary, but never less than a day. Foul-mouthed pseudo-infants are fed a bottle of tongue medicine, which renders them unable to be understood, which, to be fair, is a great way to get rid of someone without making it more awkward than it already is. Afterwards, the culprit is freed without further consequence, though they are sure to be watched closely by everyone else. Even Kukas know not to steal within the city's walls. It's great. But
So Claire just becomes like a serial.
God fucking damn it, Claire. You're not even here.
No, they just wrap you into a burrito like a baby.
Anyway, let me tell you about mesmerism, because this is what I wanted to go to.
Okay.
A mesmerized character is in a hypnotic gaze, listening to what anyone has to say and replying in a monotone. Basically, the classical hypnotism. When a person is first mesmerized, the game host secretly notes how many successes were scored against them. These are them. The successes mark the degree of mesmerism. When a character is mesmerized, other characters may claim concealment. To be fair, they aren't going to be doing much. They can claim a bonus. They can parry, but not a counterattack. A mesmerized character may take only one action, and only if someone orders them to do so. If a mesmerized character takes the recover action for any reason, such as remove reeling, they also become unmesmerized. AKA, if you bonk someone, they go out of it. But after their turn comes around again. A mesmerized character consciously remembers nothing of what happens during the status, but if she's mesmerized again, anyone may ask what happened during the last mesmerized status, and they will answer truthfully, as they subconsciously remember. Anyone may use skills on a mesmerized target to influence them. Each time a skill fails to work, the mesmerism decreases. Once the mesmerism is reduced to 0, the character becomes confused instead, as they sort of groggily awaken. However, the character will not remember anything that they were influenced to do so, and there's no penalty for repeated attempts to influence them, other than the degree. A mesmerized character may also be told to forget everything they heard, or to do something later. Treat mesmerism as a super hypnotism. The character may be influenced, but not be made suicidal. Also, after 5 minutes, it decreases by 1 degree, so... I like this a lot. It's such a cool way of doing it.
Good. I like it.
I do, however, like Marionette, which is like, marionettes can speak freely. They often beg for help, because they're forced to do things they don't want to. Their body is not their own, which is probably the most terrifying experience you can have in your life. There's also controlled. Controlled is the dominate, as we all know it, which is just like they think what they're doing is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Controlled characters can speak freely. Controlled character consciously believes that everything they are doing while controlled was their own idea. Only by being rallied do they understand that they are controlled, which is nice.
You
like,
become a Twitter checkmark.
You get the 3 different versions. You've got someone makes you unable to control yourself, like you are mentally under their control. Someone can make you think You're just fine. You're Strahd, hey, cool guy, shake hands. Oh, those guys, I was with them for my whole life, but I guess I'll stab them if you say so. And then the other one is, oh dear God, please stop doing this. I don't want to kill my friends. I love it. Okay. Any other questions?
Are you okay?
I think overall that's all I would ask, but this was a fun
Little
actual
campaign, yeah.
run through of Ironclaw.
Yeah, this was really
The
cool.
first time we tried it, we didn't get enough done, so this one actually gave me a good feel of it. This is a fun session, fun system because it gives a lot more flexibility.
I would like to point out that this is sort of a truncated version. I mean, as I said, the normal way experience works isn't included. Normally, characters grow a little bit between sessions, not quickly. I think if you there's the debrief, there's the motto. No, you're not gonna level up. I guess if you get goals, I don't even know what goals. This is the thing that I don't like about Ironclaw, right? Let me. I really want to get this off my chest, and I want to. If Sanguine is ever listening to this, I would love for them to answer this fucking question for me already. So, goals. Your character gets goals. During the game session, the game host will challenge you with new objectives. When the host offers you a goal, you may declare that you will write it down. No goal for your character. Goals should be major story points, such as rescue the princess, earn her family fortune, or win favors with the Duchess, etc. The stuff adventures are made of. A character should have no more than 3 goals at any one time. If you want to blah blah, you gotta tell which one you get GM which one you get rid of. The host may also tell you to remove a goal from your character sheet if it's impossible to meet. And completing a goal gives you a specific gift. So if you save the princess, maybe you now have you get an ability, you get a title for it. And I like it a lot because it basically, instead of a quest just gives you some vague experience, a quest gives you something which you can consume for 5 experience if you want to.
Yeah, it gives you a tangible thing that you're going for or gaining.
You can also immediately retrain the gift, be like, you know what, I don't want the title, but instead you can just get 5 experience, which you can spend however. It's like, okay, well, I guess you'll just get some training from someone or a nice book to read.
Yeah, you use your gained influence to enhance your skills.
It's I love it a lot. Okay, so you can get 1 experience for debriefing, and then 1 for role-playing the motto, and then 1 goal for completing a goal. I guess if you complete 3 goals in a session, all consume them, then in total you get 17, which is just... You can buy a gift and 2 and a mark. Or 4 marks. But yeah. Also, you didn't get to spend your skill marks. You didn't get to pick up favored uses. Those are kind of important.
We can do it some other time.
There's a lot to it. I'll give them that much. But yeah, here we go. You can choose a starting goal, which is something like defeat a foe in combat, get out of town, get paid, go on a real adventure, help someone out in danger. The problem is, it doesn't tell you what you're expected to make of it timing-wise. Like, how many goals should someone accomplish per X amount of hours per chapter? Which is, I think, a chapter is a 1.5 to 2 hour session. So how many? I don't know. It annoys me because it's a pretty fundamental component of the way the game is run. Many of the adventures they're in also don't include those sections, like this thing about the swaddling. That doesn't include any tips on where you should put your goals, and I think it's a great disappointment because it's fundamental to how characters grow. But yeah,
I'm sorry for ruining the pacing today.
No, it's fine. I think I think I like this one because it really put my balls to the walls, as they say. All right, now we're done with this. What would you like to do next? The next Sunday, Saturday. Personally,
we can try a 13th Age one because I haven't tried the game yet.
Personally, I would love to do 4th edition first before we do that. But I'll be honest.
I'm down to learn 4th edition. Yeah.
I'll be honest. I don't want to run 4E. Because of one major reason. It's not because I think 4E is bad. It's because 4E support is so garbage. Because it's under the wrong license. And everything that I think that you will like about 4E, you will get in 13th Age way better.
4E was how I learned how to play D&D.
It's a good addition. I think 4E has its benefits. But what I want to get out of 4E, again, 13th Age fixates on that. It is like, hey, you want to be big badasses who pull up their pants real high, who are people who are innately heroic. But I think I really like it. It really Pathfinder. So a lot of people say Pathfinder is it's 3.5 fixed. Fuck you. If you don't understand why Pathfinder is not 3.5 but better, I don't want to listen to anything you have to say because you don't understand what game design is. The reason being, of course, that Pathfinder introduced a lot more permission feats, whereas 3.5 was a lot more feats are either numerical increases so that you can customize your character or compensate for weaknesses, or they are extraordinary things that you can't do normally. But no feats in 3.5 ever really gave you anything that wasn't extraordinary or broke the rules. the reason spray attack was a feat is because that went against how the rules were established. But otherwise, every character could do anything, and the whole idea was there was a degree of interpretation involved. That old AD&D and Pathfinder was more like, here's a feat that lets you do something that normally people could already do. Here is skill ranks unleashed. Pathfinder was way more obsessed with the idea of telling you what you can and can't do, and it shows in Pathfinder 2e. And as much as I want to say it, I think 4e is a better D&D than Pathfinder 2e ever can be, if only because Pathfinder 2e is way more obsessed with telling you what you can and can't do with your character. But back to the point at hand. I think that whereas Pathfinder is just 3.5, but the guy really wanted to add more content, 13th Age is, I know exactly what I want to get out of 4e. I know exactly what I want. I want to keep that part where everyone's a big fat hero and they fight big fat things. But I want to have more of an RPG focus. Here's the icon system. Here's the background system. You know, I really like how recoveries work. I'll keep that part. Powers are nice, but they're a bit. Most people don't like them. So let's get rid of powers. Let's rework them. People get cool power. People's ability attacks. They miss. They still hit damage. You know, that's great. But what if every class was different? What if rogues had momentum? I like that one. What if wizards had like weird spells that were cyclical? You know, the longer combat drags, the boring it gets. How about we make it so that the longer the fight goes, the stronger the players get? And all of those components, the escalation die, the cyclicals, every class has a feature. I've been looking at the classes, by the way, making these characters. I'm just like, what? Everything has something that makes them unique. The rogue has momentum. The monk has these weird combo abilities where they make an attack and then they make a different kind of attack. But it's all part of the same thing. Like every class feat, as it were, they pick up is an opener, a flow, and then a finisher. And I'm like, wow. So here's one where if you miss, you hurt yourself. But you can also take an opener from another attack and then use the flow move later. Ooh, so you can do all that ongoing oh, man, it's so neat. And it makes me go, oh, man, that really feels like what a monk is you hit him with all these weird moves and these combinations of styles. And it works so well. And they have the Necromancer, and it's like he summons some dudes. That's most of what he does, but it works. And he has a little skeleton buddy who helps him out if he wants it. Or he can cackle maniacally to gain free spell slots.
I do love
Really?
the idea that cackling maniacally is
Listen,
an ability.
before you accuse me of lying, I'm going to look this one up because I just want to read
I'm
this.
not accusing you at all.
I think,
just love the
shush, you have a right to hear this text because it's great, and also because you can get feats that upgrade abilities. Oh, there's also one called Chaos Mage, but Chaos Mage made me go, oh dear God, this is complicated, and Sorcerer made me say that too. The Sorcerer is very different from the Wizard, and I'm going to read about that why. The Chaos Wizard, if I recall correctly, just who fucking knows what you're doing at any moment of the day? There's a weirdness table. Oh, this is great. If you roll a 14 on the D100, your character begins to sing. Favorite song begins playing around you magically, getting louder and louder. Tell the player what type of song it is or how to hum it. It might or might not interfere with barding songs or monsters who need to be heard properly to get the dirty work done. It's just, I like how it even says, listen, I know that D&D is going to tell you that nothing happens, but this time it gets in the way of things. Oh, this is so great. Oh man, there's so much weird here. Attacking warp. Trace of the Divine, iconic warp. There's a lot of class features, by the way, in these, which are, hey, what if you were like where is it? Commander, by the way, is hilarious. The commander builds up command points and they spend them on cool things, and all their friends are like, man, I feel so cool. Thanks, Commander. He's like, wink. Don't worry, bud.
Instead of the usual command abilities where it's like everyone has to have them.
Let me see. I want to find one of the fun ones because one of them is very fun. Hit him from here. No. Strike here. I like how they're called. They're all with an exclamation. Most of them are with exclamation point. They're called things like "We've got your back." One confused dazed or weakened ally. Roll a d20 on an 11 plus. The target ignores the effect. Ooh, you just go, "I got your back, boy." Cost your command point, but you're like, "Hey, gotcha." Oof. Oh my god, I love this one too. One of them is called "You Are a Precious Snowflake," but the part is it's meant positively. It's one non-human ally. Using a once per battle racial power. You roll d20 on an 11. They don't expend its use, and I think it's adorable, although I do think that people might misinterpret that one. Oh, here we go. Here's the fun one. Hit harder. You interrupt. One command point. They do extra damage. They get to reroll any damage dice they want to. It's just great. It's like you're just a cool guy who's helping everyone out. Alright, the cackling. That's what we're here for. We're here for the
Cackling.
I can't take it anymore. I'm dying.
Why?
Necromancer, here we go. That I also, there's another thing that I like about it for you, and I'll get to that in a minute. It's level compression. Remind me. Here we go. Cackling Soliloquist. What a fucking awesome talent name. If you spend your move action, your quick action, and your standard action, basically your whole turn, casting a daily spell that ordinarily requires a standard action while screaming grandiosely, cackling maniacally, or megalomaniacally, describing the grandeur of your plans and the futility of your enemy's resistance, the daily spell is recharge 18 after battle. Aka, you roll the dice, and if it's 18 or up, you get it back. And you can
Why is this not a standard thing?
and you can invent a slight improvement of the spell, especially if it's partly story-oriented, that provides an extra benefit as determined by the GM. It's the best thing ever. Adventure feat. If you pick this one, the sound of your own voice invigorates you. You gain temporary hit points equal to 1d6 plus your level plus your charisma modifier when you use it.
That's amazing.
Champion. It's now 16 instead of 18. Here we go. Epic feat. Once per day, you can hog the spotlight when using this ability. When you do so, you are using a free recovery and steal the escalation die, keeping it all to yourself. Until the end of your next turn, you're the only creature that can benefit from the escalation die, and you treat it as if it were an 8 instead of a 6, which is the maximum normally. At the end of your turn, return to the table 1 point higher than when you seized it. Make sure to remind everyone how grateful they should be to have it back. Listen,
That's hilarious.
I can't stand Ironclaw being sassy because it's the best shit ever, and this one also sometimes it's very rules dry sometimes, but sometimes it gets a little sassy just when it needs to. You can also be a dead wizard. So a thing I like a lot is
Dead wizard?
no, but there's like a whole bunch of class feats which are just like, hey, listen, if you want to be an int-based rogue, here you go. If you want to be a whiz-based wizard, here you go. And it doesn't get in the way of things, but it doesn't make it cheap either, and it usually comes with other benefits. It's just this system feels like someone looked at 4E and went, I want this very specific part of the fancy, and they scooped it out and they put all this beautiful stuff. But here's the thing: level compression. While running through 4E to make those default characters, the thing I noticed is that levels in 4E are. The problem I have is 4E. People say combat takes forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Progression takes forever too, because I'm gonna pull the 4E book for this one. So I think it's still the normal like 13-ish fights to get a level. And you got 30 levels. So you might go, 30 levels. If it's like 5E or 3.5, then hey, every level's going to be something fun, right? No. No, it's not. Let me see if I can find that. It's a huge table, but it's awful, and it just really shows the worst. So, you're going to have only a few powers. You're going to be like at 2, at the most you get is like 2, 4, 4. So you have 2 at wills. They stay the same. When I made the characters, the customs, I actually gave them more at will powers because the way 4E is set up, you just spam the same thing. And while that's fine if it's a basic attack, it just feels weird here. So every level, you get one thing. One. Let me just repeat that one for you. For the boys in the back, you get one. Level 2, you gain utility power and 1 feat. Level 3, you gain 1 encounter attack power. Level 4, add plus 1 to 2 ability scores and gain 1 feat. I would like to point out, that's what this whole fucking thing looks like. And 30 levels. It takes 13 fights to get there, and those fights take forever. Getting to level 30 is impossible. You know how everyone always says that no one in 5e actually gets past level 10?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
13th H stops at level 10. They took that to heart.
That's funny.
And also, man, every level in that game feels great because you always get a feat, and every feat is awesome. You always get new slots, and every slot is awesome. At some points, you get like a whole bunch of you always get lots of hit points. Ooh, let me just find a fun spell and tell you what a feat does for them. Channel Life, you can cast that twice per battle. Chant of Endings, you can now choose whether or not you ignore mooks, which is very useful for an ability that targets the lowest hit points. It's just, everyone never misses. It's so great. Ooh. And then you get talent titles like Sorta Dead. In some ways, you're dead already. You don't need to eat or sleep or breathe. Oh man, I should have given this one to the Necromancer now that I think about it, because this is just hilarious. Alright, next time we're doing 13th H. The one I have prepared is very cut and dry, but like I said, this is mostly just to get the system under our belts. Hey, if you
This is fun.
if you stick around, I can show you the setup, and you can take a look at the sheets and everything.
Well, I'm gonna go check on some stuff with
Alright.
bingo.
All right. Oh wait, I haven't set the. Okay, we'll do this some other time then. All right, I'm gonna see you later. I'm gonna breathe.
Right.
It was fun though, Sapphirs.
It was really nice.
Especially, I'm gonna remember that zombie.
Yes.
He needs
Take a look
name.
at that
He needs
joke
a
that I
title.
also posted for you. I think you might enjoy it. It was a little topical.